Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Chatham A's baseball. Sports radio play-by-play. Let's go A's! Wooden bats through the fog, playing under the lights. The stars of tomorrow shine tonight.
From Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts, the A's, after the day off, are back home. After a defeat in Falmouth 2 days ago, Chatham gears up for an East Division showdown with Harwich. The first meeting between the A's and the Mariners is live on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. So happy to have you along at Veterans Field with Chase Abrams. I'm Jake Klein. Chatham tonight, after having its 5-game unbeaten streak snapped last time out at Falmouth, Chase, comes back home, gets to play a big East Division matchup against Harwich.
Yeah, it's been the story of how to respond after a day off for this Chatham team. First day off, Chatham made the turnaround, won 4 straight going into the next day off. And since that second day off, the A's have looked a little sluggish, tied one, lost one, got the day off yesterday, and they're playing a Harwich team tonight that played yesterday in a makeup game against Hyannis.
Chatham tonight sends a returner to the mound. Duke Stone is back. He makes his first start of 2025, Chase. Should be a good matchup.
Yeah, excited to have him back in Chatham. He's going to be pitching from the right side. Summer 2026 debut for Duke Stone against the visiting Harwich Mariners. And we'll see what he can do in his return to the Veterans Field mound. He goes against a Harwich team that's 7-3 on a 2-game winning streak. Duke Stone was very effective in Chatham last summer. This past year at Mississippi State, he had a 5.31 ERA and just under 80 innings of work did Duke Stone. His Mississippi State teammate Jack Gleason made his Chatham debut in the last game against Falmouth at Gov Fuller Field. Struggled a little bit in that outing. Just an inning and a third for Gleason. 1 hit allowed, 2 walks, and a strikeout. It was the base runners for Gleason that ultimately led to him being pulled. But Duke Stone in his 2026 debut, and we will see if he can do what his Mississippi teammate did not, keep things a little bit more clean on the base paths.
And Chatham was right in that game as well for pretty much all the way until the bullpen came in. Dennis Cook will talk about it here on the Manager's Show coming up in just a couple of moments. The bullpen didn't do its job, and that was an early season issue for the A's. At the end of the day, it has remained one of the Achilles heels of this 4-5-1 start for Chatham.
Yeah, 4 walks between 3 Anglers relievers the last time out at Gov Fuller Field. Dennis Cook has talked about it numerous times. He just wants his bullpen to throw strikes. Jake, you and I have talked about it numerous times, how much walks can hurt you in the Cape Cod Baseball League. And it was the 4 walks between Josh Swink and Jack Gleason in Chatham's last game that ultimately hurt Chatham in what ended up being a loss on the road against the Commodores.
Harwich, on the other side, played last evening the lone game in the Cape Cod Baseball League. They played against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks in a rain makeup, and the Mariners' offense just keeps on hitting.
Yeah, 7-3 this season. They've got a guy who's top 5 in the Cape League in OPS, in Colin Larson. He goes tonight, and the base stealing for this Harwich team has just been unbelievable, as it is typical years. The top 3 guys in terms of stolen bases in the Cape League this summer all play for the Harwich Mariners. Harwich by far leads the Cape League in team stolen bases.
They do. A 14 stolen base lead on the next closest team for the Harwich Mariners. It's what they do. I'll talk to Dennis Cook about how, with his Chatham team, he's attempting to emulate what Steve Englert and the Harwich Mariners do. That's coming up on the Manager's Show. Plus, Chase catches up with the young entrepreneur of the Chatham pitching staff, Oliver Pudvar, on Catch of the Day on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Chatham Bars Inn is Cape Cod's premier 4-diamond ocean waterfront resort with 217 luxurious rooms. Guests have access to numerous amenities, including a private beach, complimentary children's programs, 4 award-winning restaurants, a new world-class spa, an outdoor pool, and tennis courts. Year after year, Chatham Bars Inn is recognized as one of the top resorts in the world. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Welcome back on the Anglers Extra pregame show. A quarter of the Cape League season in the books, and it's time for Game 11. Chatham hosts the Harwich Mariners for the first time in 2026. It's time for the Manager Show with the Chatham skipper, Dennis Cook. I'm Jake Klein. Dennis, report card time. 1/4 of the way through. What do you think so far?
Started out really bad. Played really good in the middle there, so I'm hoping we can continue to do that this second 10 games.
What do you think it was about that 4-game winning streak that was so different than the start, as you mentioned, and these last couple?
Well, we hit the ball better. You know, we were much more competitive at the plate, and we were able to get base hits with runners in scoring position, and that's kind of what's hurt us. We've had opportunity, but we just hadn't been able to capitalize the last couple games.
What did you make of the loss in Falmouth the other night?
I didn't think we pitched great. Pitch selection I thought was a little sketchy. I thought, Jack Ullman had a good fastball, and I thought he kind of got away from that a little bit in that last inning. And then bullpen didn't do a great job, and they'll be the first to tell you that. Missed multiple opportunities with guys in scoring position, hitting-wise. So just didn't get it done.
A lot of the Cape League teams using the pitch comm are calling pitches from the dugout with the coaching staff. You guys don't do that. You let your catchers call the game. Why do you do that?
Because they need to learn how to do it. So when they get in pro ball, it's a developmental thing, and they have to learn, and why not learn here?
Chatting with Dennis Cook on the Manager Show before the A's take on the Harwich Mariners at Veterans Field. Dennis, you turned to Duke Stone. He's back in town after he had a great summer last summer. What was special about what Duke did here in 2025?
He stayed all summer and got better. That's, half of our problem is keeping the kids here. They don't understand that if you stay and you grind and you persevere and you fail, that you end up getting better, and you can take that back to school with you in the fall. Duke came here last year. He was talking about transferring and everything out of there, and then he comes here and he finds out who he is and what kind of player he is, and he goes back to Mississippi State in the fall and just tore it up, and then had a great spring for him. Now he's pretty high on everybody's draft board. So the lesson learned is if you get an opportunity to come up here, you might do yourself a favor by staying all summer.
How can you communicate that to other players?
You can't. I think other players have a preconceived notion that they're going to come here for 3 starts, which I don't understand. Duke Stone had almost 80 innings this year at Mississippi State, and he's going to stay here and throw 3 or 4 starts for us. He's not scared of the competition. Sometimes I think the kids come up here, they want to show off their stuff, but then when the kitchen gets a little hot, they want to get on the bus and go home.
Chatting with Dennis Cook on the Manager Show. Chatham and Harwich coming up in just a couple of moments. Dennis, I know the Harwich team last year was a team that you, to some degree, said you modeled this team after, and your team is 3rd in the league now in stolen bases. Why have you made that switch this season?
Well, I just saw the way they played last year, and the pressure they put on the pitching staff and the defense whenever they had guys on base. And really and truly, no one hits a lot of home runs in this league, so you might as well choose power or speed, and we're going to go the speed route from here on out.
They, once again, lead the league in stolen bases. I think the next closest team has 14 fewer than they do.
Oh, wow.
How do you handle that?
Well, pitchers better learn how to hold runners. I think Duke learned last year, and he'll probably do a great job holding them tonight, and Corbett's thrown very well, so, we'll see what happens.
Lastly, the roster has kind of held steady over these last couple of days. What are you expecting it to look like over the course of the next week or so?
It's going to change pretty drastically over the next probably 7 days.
There's Dennis Cook on the Manager Show. Chatham and Harwich coming up. Dennis, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Back to Chase Abrams for the rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show.
All right, Jake, little insight from Dennis Cook about some guys sometimes staying the whole summer, sometimes not. Duke Stone makes his debut tonight in 2026, a guy who stayed the whole summer last year.
You mentioned it, Chase. He was one of the stalwarts for Chatham. You could make a case he was the A's most effective pitcher last summer, pitched to a 3.33 ERA, and that number was only that high because of one rougher outing at the end of the summer. He goes again today. Chase catches up with a different Chatham starting pitcher on the other side. Catch of the day is straight ahead.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch. The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes. Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at sweettomatoescapecod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Welcome back inside the Anglers Extra pregame show. Game 11 is upcoming with Chatham hosting Harwich at 7 p.m. But first, it's time for Catch of the Day. I'm Chase Abrams. I'm joined today by Oliver Pudvar, lefty starter who pitches for Chatham at UConn. Oliver, not your first summer ball experience. You were with the Vermont Lake Monsters of the Futures League and the Vermont Mountaineers of the NECBL. What was your experience like in those leagues?
It was a little different than here because I was staying at home because I'm from Vermont. So this is the first time I've had like a host family. My host mom, Annie, she's great. She'll probably be tuning into this, so I got to shout her out. And that's been great. All the guys here are great. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go away from home, it's a great spot to be in the Cape Cod. So yeah, it's been fantastic so far and definitely different than those other leagues, but for a good reason.
No college baseball at the D1 level, no UVM team there. Were you watching the Lake Monsters and the Mountaineers when you were growing up as a kid in Vermont?
Yeah, I mean, the Lake Monsters, when I was growing up, were affiliated with the Oakland Athletics. My brother actually worked for the team, so we would go to all the games and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, grew up watching them and then was able to wear the jersey as well, so that was very cool. But, you know, playing for the Chatham Anglers is also super cool as well.
What was your brother's role with that team?
He was the clubhouse manager. Yeah, so kind of just did all the dirty work for them. Yeah.
That meant free tickets for you?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I understand you've got your own sunflower seed business. Talk to me about that. Promote the brand a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot to bring a bag over here, but I'll have to get you a bag. Yeah, so Chip Sunflower Seeds is my company. We do maple-flavored sunflower seeds. We're in stores in Vermont, Connecticut, and Rhode Island right now with a pretty big online presence. And yeah, right now just kind of working on slinging seeds to teammates here and getting them all over the Cape. So yeah, that's kind of my little entrepreneurial venture. And yeah, see where it takes me, you know, whether, you know, baseball works out or that works out. That's kind of my plan for right now.
I understand you're running that with a friend of yours?
Yeah, he goes to Bryant University, Chase Whitman, but yeah, his nickname's Chip, so I gave him the name, but I'd like to say I'm the face of the business. Yeah.
Now, this isn't the only business that you've run. I understand that there was a donut business in high school as well.
Yes, there was a failed donut business called Doconuts, which we did donuts with coconut oil, and then we gave all of the proceeds to Guerrilla Rehabilitation. That was a very short-timed business, but yeah, the chip seeds is a little bit more serious than that now.
Do you think the first business kind of helped you learn from your mistakes and take that into this new business?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, we had basically no idea what we were doing with Doconuts. Actually, Chip, the guy I did it with, he did that one with me as well. So yeah, we basically just kind of learned from that and then made the improvements that were needed to be made for chip seeds. And I mean, we still learn every day. So yeah, we just kind of throw stuff at a wall and see if it sticks.
Now, one more question I have to ask from high school. There was a time in your junior year when you pitched with a hockey helmet on. You laughed. It seems like you knew where I was going with that. What's the story there?
Yeah, well, so this is back when I was batting. I took a heater off the chin, and yeah, broke my jaw in 2 places. And it was my junior year summer, so a big one for like recruiting and stuff like that. And got the surgery on my jaw, basically got it all wired up and stuff like that. And then I went back to the doctor and I was like, I got to play this summer. Like, what can I do? And so he's like, well, if you wear a hockey helmet, I'll let you pitch. And my coach at the time, he had a bright yellow hockey helmet from when he played in high school. So that's what I went out on the mound with, and I think it actually helped with recruiting. You know, maybe they weren't very interested in me with how I was pitching, but at least they were watching. So yeah, I kind of think it helped me actually get seen a little bit better. Then yeah.
I'm curious, do you remember how many earned runs you allowed while you had the hockey helmet on?
I didn't give up any. So yeah, I had a good summer. Yeah, it went well.
Yeah, that is correct. It was 0 earned runs while wearing a hockey helmet. So not something a lot of guys can kind of claim to have done. Yeah. Catching up with Oliver Pudvar on Catch of the Day ahead of Game 11. Chatham hosting Harwich at 7 p.m. Oliver, 2 appearances to your credit so far in the Cape League, 9 innings in the books. How are you feeling so far?
Feeling good. I think that my last start was a better representation of what I am as a pitcher. Definitely more complete. Got through 5 innings. Kind of struggled in that first one to get 2-5. So yeah, I mean, yeah, just gonna build on the last one and maybe even get some work out of the bullpen here today if they need me. Kind of how I did that. I would pitch out of the bullpen on Fridays at school and then start Sunday. So kind of a similar role to that. That could be happening today too.
What do you think you did in the second start that helped you improve from start number 1?
Threw more strikes. Yeah, just kind of attacked a little bit better instead of, trying to get strikeouts. And yeah, let guys get themselves out. And yeah, not really worrying about contact, just kind of worrying about getting outs instead of, trying to be perfect.
You're living with UConn teammate Rob Rispoli this summer. What's that been like?
Oh, it's been great. Rob and I, I stopped playing pretty early last year, summer ball. Rob wasn't playing last year. We actually ended up living together at Rob's apartment at UConn last summer. So yeah, it's been fun. Yeah, kind of like a married couple a little bit, yelling at each other. But yeah, it's been a good time, and I think it'll only help us going into this next year.
What'd you guys get up to on the day off yesterday?
Well, my brother-in-law was in town, so I got lunch with him, and then Rob actually was in Nantucket with his girlfriend, but I ended up going to the gym and had a really nice dinner with Cooper and his host family. So yeah, it was great. Good day off.
Relaxing day off yesterday. Chatham back at it tonight. Oliver, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Back to Jay Klein for the rest of your Anglers Extra pregame show.
All right, Chase. Chatham and Harwich coming up in just a couple of moments. Before we get to first pitch, we've got lineups, pitching matchup, the whole shebang. It's on the other side coming up in just a moment.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The new Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at www.chathambarsin.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Chatham A's baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Chase Abrams and Jake Klein.
At Veterans Field in Chatham, the A's get set to host the Harwich Mariners. Chase Abrams has your starting lineups, as always, brought to you by Chatham Clothing Bar. Chase?
Harwich leads things off. Colin Larson, the right fielder from Boston College, bats lead off. Jackson Hotchkiss, Arizona State left fielder in the 2-hole, with Kansas State DH Tyler Smolinski batting third. Cade Curlin, he cleans up. He plays second at Florida. J.P. Peltier, the third baseman from Wright State, bats fifth. Charlie Bussey, the Francis Marion first baseman, is in the sixth spot. And then 7-8-9 reads like this. Sean Jackson, Mississippi State catcher, in the seventh spot. Micah Kirikoff, the Kent State center fielder, bats eighth. And then Cal Poly shortstop Nate Castellon bats ninth. For Chatham, batting second in the bottom half of the first, Robert Spoli, this UConn second baseman, leads off. Bino Waters, the Notre Dame left fielder, bats second. Connor Schaus, Texas Tech DH, in the 3 spot. Alabama shortstop Cooper Neville bats fourth. Cole Johnson, the Georgia right fielder, in the 5 spot. Harlan Hovatter, the Mississippi State first baseman coming from Meridian Community College, bats sixth. And then the bottom third of the order reads like this. Corbin Reynolds, the Vanderbilt catcher. Florida State third baseman Kelvin Paulino, and Yale center fielder Caden Dosa. Jake Klein has your pitching matchup presented by Red Nun Bar and Grill.
For Chatham, as we mentioned, it's the right-hander Duke Stone, 6'5", 235-pound junior to be at Mississippi State. He makes his first appearance of the 2026 summer, although last year he pitched 9 times for Chatham, threw 27 innings to a 3.33 ERA, 35 strikeouts, and 6 walks last summer for Duke Stone. On the Harwich side, in the bottom of the first, it'll be the left-hander Trey Williford. 6'3", 215-pound sophomore to be at UNC Wilmington. He makes his third appearance. 9 innings and a third pitch, 0-1 with a 3.86 ERA. 13 strikeouts and 3 walks for Williford. A's have taken the field. Duke Stone is ready. Big 6'5" right-hander climbs up the back of the hill, ready to face the left-handed hitting Colin Larson. Leadoff man for Harwich out of Boston College. First pitch, fastball upstairs, 1-0. 7:02 first pitch, 71 degrees in Chatham on a cloudy day at Veterans Field. 1-0, fastball called a strike, top of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike on the left-handed hitting Larson. A's defense straight up. Stone delivers. Right-hander throws a breaking ball, called a strike, top of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tom Augusta calls the balls and strikes today. Robert McHugh works the right side of the infield. Dan Fitzpatrick the left. Your umpire is presented by Chatham Payton Hardware. 1-2, grounded right side, threw into right field, a base hit. Harwich, which enters the game with the league's best team batting average at .254, begins with a base hit from Colin Larson. The leadoff man is aboard. Time for your defensive alignment, brought to you as always by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Bino Waters plays left, Caden Dosa center, Cole Johnson right, Kelvin Paulino at third, Cooper Neville at short, Robert Spoli plays second, and Harlan Hovatter first. Corbin Reynolds does the catching. Right-handed hitting Jackson Hotchkiss stands in. First pitch, fastball off the plate away, 1-0. Hotchkiss, a big 6'5" lefty hitter. He's set to transfer from the University of Washington to Arizona State. Was one of the most coveted names in the transfer portal. 1-0, runner goes, pitches a fastball, swung on and foul, tip throw to second is in time. Larson caught stealing. Corbin Reynolds throws him out, and the league's best base-stealing team begins the night 0-1.
Yeah, Dennis Cook told you in the pregame that a lot of it was going to be up to his pitchers with how well his pitchers held runners on. Well, Corbin Reynolds, as the catcher, looked pretty good on his last throw down to second base to nab Larson.
Harwich enters the night having stolen 41 bases. The second-place team in that category in the Cape League is Bourne with 27. 1-1 to Hotchkiss. Swing and a miss at a fastball, 92 miles an hour from Stone. 1-2. Chatham in third place in that category with 25 stolen bases entering tonight. Dennis Cook told us he watched that Harwich team play last year and loved the way they played. The pitch, caught on and missed, strike 3. Duke Stone fans Jackson Hotchkiss on 4 pitches. And after the leadoff single by Larson, just a few pitches later, there are 2 outs and nobody on as the 3-hole hitter Ty Smolinski comes to the plate. Nice crowd this evening at Veterans Field. Home plate grandstand almost full on a Friday. First pitch to Smolinski. Up and in on the left-handed hitter. A ball and no strikes. The hill in the outfield, which stretches from beyond the center field fence all the way past the foul pole and right, as full as we've seen it this year. 1-0. Swing and a miss at a fastball. A ball and a strike on Ty Smolinski.
The weather's getting warmer. More and more people are coming to Cape Cod. That means more and more people are coming to Cape Cod baseball games.
Massive American flag waves off of the top of the ladder truck in right. The pitch, tapped foul at home plate. 1-2. The Chatham Firehouse looms beyond Depot Road at the top of the hill in right center field. And they've got the ladder truck out there with the ladder fully extended and just an enormous American flag waving down out toward right field. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Duke Stone faces the minimum in his first inning of 2026. With the help of Corbin Reynolds throwing out a runner, Harwich does not score. 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Half an inning in the books at Veterans Field. It's Harwich nothing, and Chatham coming to bat. 2 strikeouts for Duke Stone. He's back. And Chatham sends Rob Rispoli, Bino Waters, and Connor Schaus, top of the order, to the plate against the Harwich left-hander Trey Williford. A's and M's just underway from Veterans Field. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball right here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
What I want, you've got, and it might be hard to handle. Like a flame that burns a candle. The candle feeds the flame. Yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams to scatter. When you pull them all together, and how I can explain. Oh yeah, well, you make my dreams come true.
Hi, this is Cooper Neville from the University of Alabama. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Chase Abrams and Jake Klein on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Back at Veterans Field, it's Harwich nothing and Chatham coming to bat. The Mariners send Trey Williford, the left-handed pitcher from UNC Wilmington, to the mound. And in his first inning, the bottom of the first, he faces Rob Rispoli, Bino Waters, and Connor Schaus, top of the Chatham order. Left on right, first pitch to Rispoli, fastball called a strike, outer third. 0-1. 12-pitch first inning for Duke Stone. Now Williford delivers. Fastball outside. A ball and a strike on Rispoli. Trey Williford was a first-team All-Coastal Athletic Association selection for UNC Wilmington as a freshman last spring. 1-1. Fastball down and away. Tips off the catcher's mitt, rolls toward the Harwich dugout on the first base side. 2-1. He was the CAA's Rookie of the Year, and he was a freshman All-American, according to Perfect Game and Baseball America. Pitched to a 3.34 ERA in nearly 70 innings. Left-hander winds up the 2-1. Swung on and knocked foul on a line down the first base side. Out of play it goes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Williford was phenomenal as a freshman for the Seahawks. Earned earns himself a trip to Cape Cod this summer. 2-2. Down and away. Count goes full. It's one of the things he's done well so far. He has had excellent command. 13 strikeouts to just 3 walks through his first 9 1/3 innings pitched on Cape.
And the sub-4 ERA to boot.
Full count pitch to Rispoli. Here it is. Line foul to the backstop. Stays 3 balls and 2 strikes on Rob. It's in his 4th game at the top of the Chatham order since the departure of Rhett Johnson for Team USA. Last time out against Falmouth, Rispoli went 1 of 4, but hit a number of balls hard. 3-2, upstairs, ball 4. Chatham takes the league lead in walks drawn with its 55th of the summer, and Rispoli reaches first. He's aboard with nobody out in the bottom of the first, still no score, and the left-handed hitting Bino Waters stands in. Williford set, left on left, first pitch. Fastball right on the inner third, called a strike, 0-1. Left-hander readies. Long look in, glances twice at first, 0-1, downstairs. Rispoli bluffed like he was going to take off for second. Instead, he stays put on first with nobody out. A ball and a strike.
Leadoff base runner for the A's, just try and get in the lefty Williford's head, see if he can maybe cause him to miss the zone a few times.
1-1. Jolted into left center field. The center fielder, Hinikoff, races over toward the wall. He makes the catch on the warning track in left center for the first out. Waters hit it a long way, right by the 357 sign in left center, but Kurikoff ran it down, and that's the first out of this bottom of the first.
He's had a few long fly balls in his time in Chatham. It just feels like only a matter of time before he just clears one, just has one that clears the wall.
Brings up Connor Schaus, the right-handed hitting DH out of Texas Tech. Harwich shifts the infield toward the third base side against the right-handed hitter. Left-handed hitting Williford picks to first. Rispoli back standing. He was back before the ball even left Williford's hand. Chatham scored first 2 nights ago in Falmouth. Loaded the bases with nobody out. Only got 1 out of it. First pitch to Schaus, down and in. 1-0. He checked his swing. No appeal. It's ball 1. Rispoli dancing off first with 1 away. The 1-0. Up and out to Schaus. 2 balls, no strikes. Time for the defensive alignment, brought to you as always by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Jackson Hotchkiss plays left. Micah Kurikoff in center. Colin Larson in right for Harwich. Third to first across the infield, J.P. Peltier, Nate Castellone, Kate Kurland, and Charlie Bussey. Sean James the catcher. 2-0. Outside. 3 balls, no strikes on Connor Schaus. Takes a stroll out of the right-handed batter's box and steps in again against the lefty Williford. Schaus in the driver's seat, 3-0. Pick to first. Rispoli again gets back standing. Third baseman Peltier just a couple of steps off the line at third. Second baseman behind the bag at second. 3-0. Schaus takes all the way. It's a called strike, 3-1. Kurland at second. Almost directly behind the bag with his heels on the outfield grass. Big gap on the right side. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Williford battles back and works the count full against Schaus.
Challenged him with the 3-1 fastball and beat Schaus to it. He couldn't catch up.
Count goes full. Rispoli leads off of first. 1 away. 3-2. Fastball called, strike 3. Schaus went ahead in the count, 3-0. He watched strike
now
1.
Now batting for Chatham, the shortstop from the University of Alabama, number 50, Cooper.
What a big turn in that inning.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Williford has the more favorable lefty-lefty matchup against Cooper Neville. He got through Schaus, who is arguably the most dangerous hitter in the Chatham order right now.
Neville, the league's leader in runs batted in with 12. Pick to first, safe. Rispoli back standing again. Drove in 2 more, did Cooper Neville, on Wednesday night in Falmouth. A couple of sacrifice flies, one in the first inning and one in the 9th inning. The pitch, runner goes, fastball called a strike. Rispoli puts the brakes on. He goes back to first.
I mean, he has done pretty much everything except steal second base right now. He's been dancing off of first base. That time he went into a full sprint and then immediately stopped as the pitch was released by Williford.
Takes his lead again with 2 away. 0-1. Breaking ball called a strike. Outer third. 0-2 on Cooper Neville. Neville finished that game in Falmouth 0-2 with 2 strikeouts. His other 3 plate appearances, those 2 sacrifice flies plus a walk. Here's the 0-2. Runner goes, now pick to first, safe. Rispoli scampered off of first. Williford lifted the leg like he was going to come home, and when he saw Rispoli leave first, he threw over there, and Rob Rispoli gets back just ahead of the throw.
And that's the benefit these lefty pitchers have. He just hesitated an extra second to see Rispoli jump.
0-2, outside. A ball and 2 strikes on Cooper Neville. Another lefty, Cole Johnson, waits on deck. It's a lefty-heavy lineup, as it seems it always is this summer for the A's. Runner on first, 2 out, the 1-2. Fastball just below the knees. Neville nods at the home plate umpire, Tom Augusta. 93 on the gun from Williford. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rispoli off of first, 2 out, 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that ends the inning. Chatham gets the leadoff man on, but nothing more. Waters flies out, then Schaus and Neville K. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After an inning at Veterans Field, it's Harwich nothing and Chatham nothing. The Mariners come back to the plate. They send 4, 5, and 6 to the dish. On the other side, it's Chatham A's baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
TRC Cape Cod.
Massachusetts resident and don't have a bachelor's, you could be attending 4Cs for free, all while preparing for careers that actually move you forward. Aviation maintenance, nursing, dental, funeral service, we've got it all. capecod.edu/free.
Proud to power the Cape all summer long. Back at Veterans Field in Chatham. A's nothing and the Mariners nothing as Harwich comes to the plate again in the top of the second against the Chatham starter Duke Stone. Right on right matchup with the cleanup man Cade Kurland at the plate. Stone's first pitch. Fastball grounded left side. Neville tees it up at short, fields it by his left hip, and throws to first in time for the first out on one pitch here in the top of the second.
Number 13, J.P. Peltier.
So 1 up, 1 down for Stone, who has retired 3 in a row since the leadoff single to Colin Larson. And now the right-handed hitting third baseman J.P. Peltier stands in. Stone home. Fastball dribbled on the ground to third. Paulino charges. Bare hand. He didn't get a good grip on it, and he holds it. Infield single for J.P. Peltier, who is the league's leader in stolen bases with 10 of them on 10 tries, and he's aboard with 1 away.
Yeah, 10 tries, very important to point out. Not only is he doing this in volume, he is doing it efficiently. I mean, to go 10 for 10 this early in the season is ludicrous.
You can almost guarantee he'll be running at some point during this plate appearance against the right-hander Stone. Larson was already caught stealing on Harwich's only attempt so far by the catcher Corbin Reynolds. Peltier off of first with 1 away, first pitch. It's a fastball upstairs to Charlie Bussey III. 1-0.
And now curious to see what kind of differences Stone can make to his delivery, whether he alters his timing a little bit to mess with Peltier on first.
1-0, there he goes. Fastball upstairs. Reynolds throws to second. Safe! And then it looked like he came off, but safe again, the call from the left side umpire Dan Fitzpatrick. Make it 11 steals on 11 tries for J.P. Peltier. He's in scoring position with 1 away, and the count goes to 2-0 on Charlie Bussey III.
Really thought that was going to be caught stealing number 1, Jake.
It was close. Rispoli at second swiped the tag down. 2-0. Upstairs again, 3-0 on Bussey. The on-deck hitter is Sean James, the catcher from Mississippi State. Right-hander, Stone set, 3-0 to Bussey. Swing and a miss, had the green light, and he rips through the fastball at 91. It's 3-1. A's infield pulled ever so slightly toward the pull side, the left side, against the righty hitting Bussey. 3-1 pitch. Breaking ball high, ball 4. 2 on now for Harwich with 1 away. Runners are on first and second as Sean James comes to the plate. First walk of the night issued by Duke Stone. And now his first pitch to James. Here it is. Breaking ball high, 1-0. That walk of Bussey is our free pass of the game presented by Cape Cod Community College. Go to Cape Cod Community College for free. Every program, no tuition or fees for those that qualify. Visit capecod.edu/free for more. Second baseman Rob Rispoli came in to talk with Duke Stone, the pitcher. Runner is on second for Harwich, Peltier, plus the runner on first, so perhaps Rispoli picked up on some peeking in on the catcher's signs. Neither runner held with 1 out. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, Rispoli either came to talk to Stone about Peltier peeking at signs or about some timing for a potential pick play back to second, because Peltier's lead at second is monstrous. He is barely being held on by Rispoli, who's only now sort of creeping towards the second base bag.
1-1 pitch. Up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. James, right-handed hitter. Mentioned he's out of Mississippi State. Originally went to Virginia. 2-1. Popped up. Behind home plate, Reynolds, the catcher, scampers over to the backstop. It lands out of play in the stands. And the count goes to 2-2. So James, all the way through high school, was a Virginia commit. And then when Brian O'Connor the Virginia head coach, took the job at Mississippi State last summer. James, one of a pack of Cavaliers who followed Oak to Starkville. Against his teammate Duke Stone on the mound. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. It pops out of Reynolds' glove, but not far enough for either runner to advance. A big third strikeout for Duke Stone. 2 gone, and the runners stay put at first and second.
Micah Kirikoff.
So with 2 on and 2 out, the right-handed hitting center fielder Micah Kirikoff stands in. Wide open stance in the righty box, waving his black bat over his back right shoulder. Stone comes set. First pitch to Kirikoff. Breaking ball just upstairs, 1-0. Kirikoff playing in his 10th Cape League game. He's a speedster too. 4 stolen bases on 5 tries. 1-0. Upstairs, Stone falls behind 2-0. Now Kirikoff's off to just a 2.08 start. 5 hits in 24 at-bats. But Stone's fallen behind him, 2 balls and no strikes. Runners on first and second with 2 out, scoreless in the top of the second. The pitch, high again. Stone has missed up top often in the early going here, and the count goes to 3-0 on Kirikoff. The 9-hole hitter Nate Castellon is on deck. Stone's 3-0. Outside ball 4. A 4-pitch walk of the 8-hole hitter Micah Kirikoff loads the bases with 2 out. As Peltier moves to third, Bussey goes to second, and Kirikoff moves to first on the walk. Jay Powell, the Chatham pitching coach, walks out to the mound for a meeting with Duke Stone, who is now brushing dirt off the front of the mound, and Powell pats Stone on the back.
Yeah, just a conversation. I mean, not too complicated. Just throw some strikes here. You're facing the number 9 hitter, Castellon. Bases loaded. You got nowhere to put this guy. The conference is already wrapped up.
Castellon, 5'9", 180-pound right-handed hitter from Cal Poly. He has not yet taken a Cape League at bat in his first Harwich appearance. He bats with the bases loaded and 2 out in a scoreless game, top of the second. Right on right, Stone out of the stretch. First pitch, high again, 1-0. 5 consecutive balls thrown by the Mississippi State right-hander for Chatham. 1-0. Popped up, foul territory, out of play. It drifts over the Harwich dugout on the first base side. A ball and a strike.
And Castellon, you mentioned in his Cape League debut, pitcher's just thrown 5 consecutive balls, decides to swing anyways, and I admire the confidence.
1-1 to him. Ducks outside. 2 balls and a strike. Bases loaded, 2 out. Stone's 2-1. High, ball 3. And another ball would walk in the game's first run. In 27 innings last summer, Duke Stone walked 6 batters. He's in danger of walking his 3rd in this inning. Here's the pitch, foul to the backstop. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners will be off with the pitch now with 2 outs. They're loaded. Peltier off of 3rd, Bussey off of 2nd, Kirikoff off of 1st. With 2 out, there they go, 3-2, grounded to short, Neville fields it, he throws to 1st, in time, the stretch by Hovatter, and Duke Stone wiggles out of the jam. He walks a couple, but on the payoff pitch with the bases loaded and 2 outs, he gets Castellon to ground out, and this game stays scoreless. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the bases left loaded. An inning and a half gone by at Veterans Field with Chatham and Harwich still scoreless. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the A's in the next half inning on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that had been away haven't changed, had much to say. But man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town.
Netting Pros Stadionic is the official netting and facility solutions partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When it comes to netting and building iconic sports facilities, it's Netting Pros Stadionic making sports facilities iconic. Jake and Chase back at Veterans Field. 2 hits for Harwich. They have not scored. Chatham still in search of its first hit as the bottom of the second begins. Trey Williford's first pitch to Cole Johnson. Swung on and flied into straightaway center field. Kirikoff trots back, now walks back in. He makes the catch. Maybe 20 or 30 feet shy of the center field fence. And Cole Johnson goes down on a 1 pitch.
Yeah, 20 or 30 feet shy of the fence, but tell that to the crowd here at Veterans Field, who off the bat seemed to think that that ball was going to be hit towards the fire station, or really over the flag in dead center.
So 1 out, nobody on, and the left-handed hitting Harlan Hovatter stands in. Left on left, first pitch, fastball called a strike, inner third, 0-1. A's defense straight up against the left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball flutters outside. A ball and a strike on Hovatter. The A's made Williford work in the first. 1-1. Breaking ball inside this time. 2 balls and a strike. That pitch was number 25 from the Harwich lefty, 4 outs into the ball game. Stone, 6 outs into the ballgame, has thrown 35 pitches for the A's. 2-1, grounded sharply to third. Peltier comes up with it. He throws to first in time. Across the diamond, 5-3 for the second out. 5 straight retired by Trey Williford. And now the catcher, Corbin Reynolds, is the one who will try to change that for Chatham. Reynolds had his first pair of Cape League hits. Last time out against Falmouth, doubled twice. A hard ground ball down the left field line in the first and a fly ball to right in the 8th. First pitch to him. Breaking ball bends outside to 1-0. Now, his double in the 8th inning may be generous. The right fielder lost the ball in the lights. 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. I mean, you don't, not that the scorer in that case has any choice. You got to rule it a hit.
No, it goes down that way, and it's a nice little boost for Corbin Reynolds' stats this summer. He came into that game, as you said, without a Cape League hit, and a little bit lucky, maybe, but it's 2 hits in the books for him now.
He's ahead in the count, 2-0 against the lefty Williford. Here's the pitch, up and away, 3-0 on Reynolds. Kelvin Paulino Jr. would be next. First a 3-0 to Reynolds. Here it comes from Williford. Fastball right down the middle, 91 miles an hour. 3 balls and a strike. Those first 2 hits bumped the average for Reynolds up to 111. 2 of 18. Pitch, line foul, straight back to the backstop. And for the second time today, Williford has worked the count 3-0 on a Chatham hitter and has now battled back to get the count full. Can he strike out Reynolds like he did Connor Schaus in the first? Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Second walk of the day issued by Williford. And Chatham has a 2-out base runner. Reynolds on first with 2 away.
Number 40, Kelvin Paulino Jr.
So it brings up Paulino Jr. as the Mariner infield shifts to the left side against the right-handed hitter. First pitch from Williford, up and away, 1-0. All 3 infielders are left of second base against Paulino. The exception is the first baseman, Bussey, who's holding the runner on at first. The second baseman, Kurland, is behind the base at second, left of the bag. Pitch. Fastball downstairs, 2-0. I mean the entire right side, all 90 feet, open for Kelvin Paulino if he can just slap one on the ground the other way. Ahead in the count, 2-0. Here's the pitch. Popped foul, first base side, 2-1.
And Williford working inside on Paulino to start this at bat. Really not trying to leave anything up to chance. Inside pitch is so much easier to pull. You leave one outside and maybe then Paulino's got a better shot of pushing it that direction the other way.
Steve Englert, the Harwich Mariner manager, almost daring Paulino to go the other way. 2-1. Fastball upstairs, 3 balls and a strike. And now Williford a pitch away from walking a second consecutive hitter with 2 outs. Paulino digs in. 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Indeed, Williford does walk 2 in a row with 2 outs. Reynolds moves up to second. Paulino trots down to first on the walk. Make it 3 walks now for the Harwich lefty Williford. And the catcher Sean James goes out to the mound to have a word with him. Two on, 2 out. And the right-handed hitting Caden Dosa stands in. He's the 9-hole hitter for the A's and the only one not to have come to the plate so far against the starter Williford. Left-hander set. First pitch to Dosa. Popped foul behind home plate. Out of play. No balls and a strike on the righty hitter. Left-hander ready again. First and second, 2 out. 0-1. Jolted into straightaway center field, but playable for Kirikoff, who trots over and makes the catch, a shade toward the left center field gap for
The Anglers are fed
the
after
outs.
every game, home and away, rain, fog, or sunshine. Tonight's post-game meal is donated.
No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left on base. We go to the third at Veterans Field. 0-0 is the score. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime.
Try it, then buy it. Rent a new cat for up to 90 days. Then apply 100% of the rental cost to the purchase and save. The Milton Cat Rent to Purchase offer. Try it, then buy it. Go to miltoncat.com/RPO.
When you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places. But the horns, they blow in that
Canyon and Oil is proud to recognize our hometown heroes throughout the Cape. If you're active duty military, a veteran, police, fire, or EMT personnel, you're eligible for a discount. Duke Stone back to the hill as the third inning begins at Veterans Field with Chase Abrams. I'm Jake Klein. High above diamond side, behind home plate, offset toward the third base side. So happy to have you along with us on this Friday evening. First of a two-game home set for Chatham, tied scoreless with the Harwich Mariners. Left-handed hitting leadoff man Colin Larson comes up. First pitch, fastball just upstairs, 1-0. Larson singled his first time up on a ground ball between the first and second baseman. That led off the ball game. Stone's 1-0. Popped up over our heads in the press box. Stays a ball and a strike, or rather goes to a ball and a strike on Colin Larson. Speedster out of Boston College, a Massachusetts native. Here's the 1-1 to him. Swing and a miss. Over top of a breaking ball from Stone. 1-2. 76 on the radar gun on the left center field scoreboard. Larson right over top of it.
Close to a 20-mile-an-hour difference between that and his fastball.
1-2. There's the fastball, just up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 91 that time. So 15 miles an hour faster than the breaking ball he threw on the previous pitch. 2-2. Swing and a miss. There's the bender again. Larson again over it. And there's one away.
The left fielder, number 35.
Fourth strikeout for Duke Stone. And now Jackson Hotchkiss, who struck out his first time up, comes back to the plate. Hotchkiss played his first game in a Mariner uniform last night. First pitch, popped up, foul ground on the first base side. Hovatter tracks it back to the side fence. He watches it land out of play by a gaggle of fans down on the right field line in a couple of rows of bleachers just past the Harwich dugout. Last night, Hotchkiss went 1 of 5, hit a double in his Cape League debut. 0-1, swing and a miss. Change up from Duke. Hotchkiss right over it. 0-2. Stone got out of his own jam in the last half inning. The pitch, up and away, 1-2. Harwich had the bases loaded after the 1-out single by Peltier, then the walk to Bussey, and a 2-out walk of Kurikoff. 1-2 to Hotchkiss, popped foul over the backstop, out of play. Stays 1-2. And then with the bases loaded, 2 out, and the count 3-2, Stone bellied up and got Castellón to ground out to short. Comes set with the bases empty and 1 out. 1-2. Breaking ball lined over the leaping Paulino at third and into left field, a base hit. A screamer off the bat of Jackson Hotchkiss. He waxes second Cape League hit, and Harwich has a 1-out base runner. Brings up the 3-hole hitter, Ty Smolinski, from the left side. One of the few lefties in this Harwich order, just 2 of them against the righty starter Stone. Hotchkiss dances off of first. First pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. He tried to hold up, but he went almost all the way around. No appeal needed from Tom Augusta, the home plate umpire. 0-1. Stone set again. Looks at the runner at first. 0-1. Swung on and foul tipped. 0-2. Hotchkiss is one of the few Harwich runners who may not be a serious threat to run. 7 stolen bases in his 46 games at Washington this past season. Leads off the first with one away. 0-2 to Smolinski. Here it is. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Stone puts down Smolinski on 3 pitches. Second strikeout of the inning and the 5th of the night for Duke Stone. There are 2 away. When he's missed high. But when he's been under control, he's been pretty effective through this first 2 2/3 innings in his return to Chatham after Stone pitched to a 3.33 ERA last summer. First pitch to Cade Curlin, the righty. Breaking ball darts down and away, 1-0. Curlin grounded out to shortstop his first time up. He led off the second inning. 1-0, runner goes, pitches a fastball in the dirt. No throw from Reynolds. He didn't even have the slightest chance to throw the runner out because Hotchkiss was already a third of the way down the base path by the time Stone began to throw the pitch.
Yeah, he took a big shuffle towards second base and timed it absolutely perfectly. It was the shuffle straight into the straight sprint towards second. Stone, as you mentioned, didn't really release the ball until, and Hotchkiss was halfway down the line.
So runner in scoring position with 2 out. Count 2-0 on Cade Curland. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Behind home plate, Reynolds loses the mask, walks up the third base line, now backtracks into fair ground. He makes the lunging catch. Boy, a collective sigh of relief from the Chatham faithful as Reynolds started backpedaling hard into fair ground, but he held on to make the catch and end the inning. 2.5 innings gone by. In the top of the third, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left to the bottom of the third on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Heading to Nantucket this summer? Skip the traffic and take to the skies with Cape Air. With convenient flights from Norwood to Nantucket, you can start your vacation sooner without the hassle of traffic. That way you spend more time relaxing and less time getting there. Experience the Cape Air difference and book your next flight today at capeair.com. Let Cape Air be your wings in the Northeast.
My parents live in the same small town. My job is a small town. Provides little opportunity. Educated in a small town. Taught to fear Jesus in a small town. Used to daydream in that small town. Another boring man.
Back at Veterans Field, the bottom of the third inning begins. Rob Rispoli, top of the Chatham order. He leads it off against Harwich's lefty starter Trey Williford. 0-0 the score. 2.5 innings in. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. With ease, the biggest crowd of the season at Veterans Field as we creep toward July 4th. First pitch to Rispoli. Fastball called a strike low inside corner. 0-1. Fans in the outfield mostly along the top of the hill. Some dotting the slope toward right field. 0-1. Bounces behind home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rispoli. Home plate grandstand overflowing. Holds about 900. 1-1. Fastball called a strike. Top of the zone to the right-handed hitter. 1-2. Even more fans down the baselines on sets of bleachers behind the ends of each dugout. 1-2. Breaking ball outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Going to be really interested to see how many people stay for the majority of this game. I mean, it's fantastic looking around Veterans Field and just seeing fans in every part of the park that you can sit in.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Rispoli. Here's the pitch. Fastball flied to right. Larson sprints toward the gap. Now backpedals. He makes the catch a few steps in front of the warning track. Rispoli flies out. He's 0 for 1. And that brings up the left-handed hitting Bino Waters. Flew out to deep left center last time up. First pitch. Watches a fastball. Low outside corner, 0-1. Chatham still in search of its first hit. Looking for its first hit since the 8th inning against Falmouth. 0-1 upstairs. A ball and a strike. Second baseman Cade curling feet on the grass. Pitch down and away. 2 balls and a strike on Bino Waters.
And that's feet on the outfield grass. He's playing back rather than in.
First baseman Bussey playing back as well. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Waters chases down and away on the heater. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lights are on at Veterans Field on an overcast day. 2-2. Lays off on a breaking ball almost into the other batter's box. Count goes full. And before the payoff pitch to Waters, Williford, the pitcher, wants a new baseball. Trey Williford, the Harwich lefty, threw 2 1/3. He has K'd 2 but walked 3. Those are the only 3 Chatham base runners of the game to this point. No A's hits yet. Payoff to Waters. Fastball called, strike 3. Waters tossed the bat toward the Chatham dugout. Now he'll walk that way and pick it up after Tom Augusta punches him out. Third strikeout for the Harwich lefty, Trey Williford. So nobody on and 2 out as Connor Schaus comes to the plate. Right-handed hitter. First pitch from the lefty. Fastball right down the middle. Called a strike, 0-1. Williford delivers. Another fastball, this one outside. A ball and a strike on Schaus. Williford entered the day with a 3.86 ERA. His 1-1 in the dirt. Schaus backs out of the way of it. 2 balls and a strike. He's really just rolled what was a great spring season at UNC Wilmington for him right into the start of his Cape League summer. Looks at the PitchCom device on his right wrist. Lines up the 2-1. Swung on and grounded foul left side. It skips past the third base bag. Goes to 2 balls and a strike. Rather, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Connor Schaus. Right-handed hitter was among the hottest in the Cape League in the early going. 2-2. Popped foul, first base side out of play. He went 1 of 3 2 nights ago at Falmouth and 1 of 3 the night before. Just continues to float that batting average up to 378. 2-2 downstairs. Count goes full on Schaus. Second time he's worked a full count tonight. Went ahead 3-0 in his first at bat and then struck out looking. Williford winds up. Payoff pitch. Grounded, foul again. Wide of third. In between the bag and the Chatham third base coach, Brett Doe. Count stays full. The next pitch from Williford will be number 58 for him. Nobody brewing in the Harwich bullpen down the right field line, though. Here's the 3-2. Popped up on the infield. The catcher, James, comes out. Now the pitcher calls for it. He calls everybody off, and Williford makes the catch himself to end the inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Trey Williford. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 3 innings in the books at Veterans Field. 0-0 the score. Rispoli flies out, Waters strikes out, Schaus pops out, and Trey Williford is through 3 scoreless. So is Duke Stone for Chatham. He faces 5, 6, and 7 in the Harwich order, and Chase Abrams takes over on the play-by-play mic when we return. Chatham and Harwich tied scoreless. You're listening to it right here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on GRC.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Hardwood Supply is a candy store for wood, whether you're a professional or an amateur. Reader's Hardwood Supply of both domestic and imported lumber from around the world, displayed in over 300 self-serve bins for your selection. So for your next project, make it your masterpiece with stock from Reader's Hardwood Supply. The woods of the world are here at Reader's Hardwood Supply.
Hi, this is Dennis Cook, manager of the Chatham Anglers. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Chase Abrams and Jake Klein on Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Welcome back at Veterans Field. Time for the fourth. Here's Chase Abrams.
Jake, we're deadlocked at 0 in the top of the fourth inning, and Duke Stone faces 5, 6, and 7 in the Harwich order, starting off with J.P. Pelletier. First pitch to the righty. Fastball, called a strike. 91 miles an hour out of the arm of Duke Stone. Third baseman Kelvin Paulino for Chatham had started in. Now he backtracks, so he's about 5 feet behind the bag at third base, still in his normal position. 0-1. Fastball flied in the air towards right. In comes the right fielder Johnson. Playable, and he makes the catch for the first out. Stone retires Pelletier on just 2 pitches to start off this top of the fourth inning, and now faces the right-handed hitting first baseman Charlie Bussey. Chatham, or rather Harwich, in the baby blues, reminiscent of the old Cardinals alternate jerseys. First pitch to Bussey. Fastball cut on and missed, strike one. Stone back in front of the rubber. Out of the stretch, here's the pitch. Breaking ball low and away, and the count runs to 1-1. Bussey comes from Division II level Francis Marion, playing in the Cape Cod League this summer. Back-to-back Conference Player of the Year. The pitch in the dirt. And it's 2 balls and a strike on Bussey. He was his Conference Player of the Year. That's the Conference Carolinas Player of the Year due to his OPS that was just under 1.5 this past spring. Stone's 2-1. Fastball down low. 1.5 OPS. 489 batting average for Charlie Bussey this past spring. Solid numbers. Yeah, solid numbers, Jake. 3-1 the count. Here's Stone's pitch. Fastball tapped foul off of Bussey's back as he stumbled down the first base line. And the count runs full. I mean, these numbers that Charlie Bussey put up this past year at the Division II level are pretty crazy to see. 40 stolen bases to go with that. 604 on base. Counts full. Here's Stone's pitch. Fastball dribbled back towards the mound. Stone fields on one hop. Tosses underhand to first for the second out. Bussey grounds out 1-3. Stone jogged most of the way from just in front of the pitcher's mound towards the first base side to around the quarter circle in front of the first base bag and flipped it towards Hovatter covering there. 2 gone quickly in the top of the fourth. And Sean James, the right-handed hitting catcher, up to oppose him now. First pitch to him. Fastball up and away. James batting from the right side. As are 7 members of the Harwich Mariners batting order tonight. 1-0 from Stone. Breaking ball, taps softly down the third baseline. Paulino fields with the glove, throws to first. Not in time. Paulino elected to field with the glove rather than the bare hand. He'd struggled to field one on the bare hand in the first inning. Went with the glove this time, may have lost the half-second needed to cut down James at first. The catcher beats out the infield single. And he's aboard with 2 men gone for Micah Kirikoff. Kirikoff into the right-handed batter's box. Center fielder from Kent State. Stone's first pitch. Fastball popped up, foul, and out of play, drifting straight back towards the bathrooms here at Veterans Field. Paulino at third base playing a little in line with the bag at third. Now he creeps in on the grass, 0-1. Fastball upstairs. A ball on a strike on Kirikoff. The shortstop, Cooper Neville, is standing about 2 feet, probably about 2 steps into the outfield grass and left. Second baseman Rispoli straight up. First baseman Hovatter holding the runner on at first. 1-1. Fastball lined right over the netting straight back. It's a ball and 2 strikes on Kirikoff now.
Kirikoff swinging with everything he has every time he takes a swing.
He's been late on both pop-ups foul so far. Down a ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, man on first, scoreless game. Here's Stone's pitch. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Kirikoff behind on a couple fastballs, then well out in front on the Stone breaking ball. He's through another scoreless frame. It's no runs on 1 hit for Duke Stone on the mound. No errors and 1 man left on base. 4, 5, and 6 coming up for Chatham on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Still 0-0 at Veterans Field as we prepare for the bottom of the 4th inning. Trey Williford back to the mound for the visiting Harwich Mariners. And why not? Hasn't allowed a run or a hit through his first 3 innings of work. And he faces 4, 5, and 6 for Chatham. First up, it's the left-handed hitting Cooper Neville. We honor our military here on Friday night at Veterans Field. Both teams wearing the navy blue hats tonight. Navy blue with the red, white, and blue American logos. But that is the applause right now. Ceremony happening behind first base, offset, or behind home plate rather, offset to the first base side. Williford will get some extra warm-up pitches in from the left side of the rubber. Ceremony concluding. Some nice applause here at Veterans Field, as you'd hope. And now Cooper Neville makes the long walk from his dugout on the third base side around home plate and over to the left-handed batter's box. We've got a replacement at first base for Harwich. It's Sean O'Leary coming in for Bussey. Have more on O'Leary in just a little bit. Before that, Cooper Neville into the lefty batter's box. First pitch from Williford. Fastball tapped foul. Neville knocked it towards his own dugout on the third base side. It bounced off the netting. It connects the top of the railing to the bottom of the railing, just in front. Oh, one from Williford. Breaking ball, cut on and missed. It bounces past the backstop. Sean James, and goes towards the backstop. Neville down, no balls and 2 strikes. The shortstop for Chatham, one of many players listed at shortstop, but he's played at that position all summer. Williford's 0-2. Fastball, cut on and missed, strike 3.
Sean O'Leary, number 18 for Harwich, is now playing.
Neville down swinging for the second time this game. Williford a slow walk, and he receives the throw around the diamond with his bare hand back onto the mound. He's through 3 1/3 hitless. Now he faces another lefty for Chatham, Cole Johnson. 3 straight lefties do it for the A's this inning. First pitch to Johnson is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Johnson well out in front. Johnson, right fielder from Georgia, made his Chatham debut last game against Falmouth. Sac fly to his credit, 0-1 pitch. Fastball, called a strike. Williford dealing to start off this bottom of the 4th inning. 5 straight strikes. 0-2, breaking ball, called, strike 3. Williford hasn't lost a second out on the mound. Very quick around the diamond. Once again, catches it back with his bare hand. It's working for him so far. He struck out 2 to start off this bottom of the 4th inning. And now his 3rd straight lefty to the plate in the form of Harlan Hovatter. Williford already ready, looking into his mitt. Hovatter set as well. First pitch. Breaking ball, tap to the backstop. Hovatter barely made contact with it. Just altered it enough that it skipped past the backstop, Sean James. Skipped past the catcher, Sean James, and rolled to the backstop. Hovatter behind 0-1. A 1 pitch. Bounces in the dirt and to the backstop. And with that, Trey Williford loses his bid for an immaculate inning,
Right.
Jake. He'd thrown 7 straight strikes, 2 strikeouts, but a ball to Hovatter, and our chance at witnessing history goes up in smoke. We saw a 4 strikeout inning from Chatham pitcher Jack Oman the last time the A's played. No immaculate inning tonight. 1-1 to Hovatter. Breaking ball, called strike 2. Right over the heart of the plate at 79 miles an hour. It started right at Hovatter and then broke away from him, glove side of the lefty Williford.
And the 4 strikeout inning, it only happened just over 100 times in Major League history.
1-2, cut on and missed, strike 3. No immaculate inning for Williford, but no problem. He strikes out the side anyways. Neville down swinging, Johnson down looking, Hovatter down swinging. We remain scoreless through 4 innings of work. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no men left for Chatham. We go to the top of the 5th inning, 9-1-2, coming up against Duke Stone for Harwich on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Like tell you about now, baby. You know she comes around just about 5'4", from her head to the ground. You know she comes around here just about midnight. She make her feel so good, Lord. She make her feel alright. And her name is G. L. Whoa.
Castellón leads things off for Harwich in what is a scoreless game as we enter the 5th inning. Castellón faces Duke Stone, who's allowed just 4 hits in his 4 innings of work. No runs allowed. Stone, really the only thing against him is that he's being outdueled by Trey Williford, who's held Chatham hitless through 4 innings. Castellón striding towards the right-handed batter's box. Shortstop from Woodland Hills, California, and Cal Poly. Chatham third baseman Paulino a step behind the infield grass, playing in as he's done for most of the night. First pitch from Stone, fastball up and away, ball 1. Castellón hit .328 this past season at Cal Poly. 5 homers, 31 runs batted in. 1-0. Fastball in the dirt. Castellón thought about it, did not go around, no appeal needed, and it's 2 balls and a strike on the shortstop. 2-0. Fastball up and away. And Stone starts his 5th inning with 3 straight pitches out of the zone. Paulino's backed up towards a more traditional third base spot. 3-0 pitch. Fastball inside. Stone walks Castellón on 4 pitches and gives up a lead-off base runner to the Mariners with the top of the order due up.
Leadoff base runners are often trouble, especially when it's the 9-hole hitter and you've got the top of the order coming up now. A Harwich team that loves to run. Really have to bear down if you're Duke Stone. Try to get through this 5th and keep the scoreless tie intact.
First pitch to the lefty Colin Larson. Fastball tapped softly foul, third base side. Third baseman Paulino once again playing in from his spot at third base. Chatham middle infielders pinch towards the bag at second in the hopes of turning 2. Castellón off of first. 0-1 the count on Larson. Long wait for Stone. Here's the pitch. Fastball upstairs. A ball and a strike on Larson.
When Stone's been missing high, he tends to fall off the mound toward the first base side. And that's something he and Jay Powell, the Chatham pitching coach, worked a lot on last summer.
1-1. Breaking ball upstairs again. Once again, he falls off the mound to the first base side. Once again, Jake Klein's experience in Chatham proves valuable.
What Jay was working on Duke with was just bringing everything down the mound in sync toward the plate.
2-1 pitch. Up high once more. Back-to-back 3-ball counts for Duke Stone to open this 5th inning.
And Jay told us last year when Duke kind of pulls that left shoulder, that's when he misses high, and everything goes with it.
Pick to first, save. Castellón back with a head-first dive. We mentioned just how prolific this Harwich team is at stealing bases. None for Castellón so far. It is his Cape League debut. 3-1 pitch. Fastball up and in. Stone walks the leadoff man, Larson. It's his 2nd walk in as many batters this inning. And Harwich has something cooking with runners on first and second and nobody gone.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where probably reaching the end of the line for Duke Stone. All 3 coaches on the top step of the Chatham dugout are just looking at the left field bullpen.
He faces the left fielder Jackson Hotchkiss batting from the right side. Castellón on second, Larson on first. Paulino on the grass, first pitch. Fastball outside, ball 1. And now the infield congregates on the mound. Now Jay Powell slowly walks out of the Chatham dugout on the third base side. Walks over to the home plate umpire, Tom Augusta, for a second, and meanders out to the mound.
And they're saying this is an injury to Duke Stone because Chatham's trainer is now out there. So Chatham won't be charged a mound visit here because it's due to injury.
It is an important caveat. Not often do you see the pitching coach go talk to a pitcher twice. We figured that the next time a Chatham coach was out of the dugout, it would be Dennis Cook to relieve Duke Stone. Now Powell's back, walking back towards the dugout, the trainer with him. Stone stays on the mound. Justice DeYoung, the right-hander for Chatham, the one warming in the bullpen down the third base line. Powell is back in the dugout. Hotchkiss ready once more. It's a ball and a strike on him with runners on first and second and nobody out. Stone set, peering intently in towards the plate. Peeks back to second, his 1-0. Fastball popped foul and out of play. Straight back over the backstop. Count runs to 1-1 on Hotchkiss. Hotchkiss, the left fielder from Arizona State University, coming off a 20 long ball season and a .337 batting average this past spring. Stone's 1-1. Fastball outside, just missed. And he's behind 2 balls and a strike. Ground ball to short, says the Chatham fan. 2-1 pitch, upstairs. And a third straight 3-ball count for Duke Stone to start off this top of the 5th inning. He walked Castellón on 4 pitches, then walked Colin Larson on 5 pitches. He's thrown 4 so far to Hotchkiss. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 91 miles an hour on the heater from Stone. Hotchkiss swung under it, and the count runs full.
I think one way or the other, this will be pitch 78, probably the last hitter Stone faces.
Payoff pitch. Popped up, foul and out of play towards the first base side and drifting towards the Little League field in line with the first base line here at Veterans Field. Stone walks back up the mound. He's got to do it again against Hotchkiss. Another payoff pitch. Fly ball, right field. Back goes Johnson. Still going back. He looks up, and it's out of here. A 3-run home run for Jackson Hotchkiss. And Harwich leads 3-0 in the top of the 5th. Stone had struggled with his command. 2 walks to open this inning. Fell behind 3-1 on Hotchkiss, worked it full. Hotchkiss spoiled one and then put one out to right. The first extra base hit of the game brings in 3 for the Mariners. And that's also the lead. 3-0. Dennis Cook is out to the mound, and Duke Stone's day is done. He walks off the mound after 4+ innings. He did not retire a single batter here in the 5th. When we come back, it's Justice DeYoung for the Chatham Bars Inn. Call to the bullpen. 3-0, nobody out in the top of the 5th when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road.
Dream it. If you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Baby, listen, baby, don't you treat me this away, 'cause I'll be back on my feet someday.
Don't care if you do, cause it's understood. You ain't got no money, you just ain't no good.
Well, I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Well,
Don't you come back no more.
what you said?
Don't you come back no more.
I didn't understand
Don't you come back
Justice DeYoung in to face the heart of the Harwich order in what's become a 3-0 game in the top of the 5th inning. He faces the left-handed hitting DH Tyler Smolinski to start things off. DeYoung coming out of the stretch against the lefty. Nope, out of the windup. First pitch. Fastball, called a strike. Outside corner at the knees of the lefty Smolinski. It's been a very solid start to the summer for DeYoung. He's faced 4 batters. He's struck out all 4. 0-1. Fastball popped up. Foul territory left side. Paulino gives chase and it drifts over the netting. And towards the left field parking lot. DeYoung ahead of Smolinski 0-2. 3 pitches that DeYoung throws. 1 fastball, 2 off-speed pitches. The fastball, then a slider and a changeup, though he relies very heavily on the fastball that can sit between 90 and 93. Ahead 0-2 on Smolinski. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Reynolds goes to a backhand to stop it behind the dish. And it's a ball and a strike on Smolinski now. Duke Stone came out to start this inning for his 5th inning of work. Walked 2 batters and then gave up the 3-run shot to Hotchkiss. And that ended his night. DeYoung's 1-2. Breaking ball called. Strike 3. Make that 5 strikeouts and 5 batters faced for DeYoung in Chatham this summer. And there's 1 gone in the top of the 5th.
Just what he does. Just a strikeout machine.
It's all he does, apparently. So DeYoung strikes out Smolinski looking. It brings the righty Cade Kurland to the plate, second baseman from the University of Florida. Up with the bases empty and 1 gone. DeYoung's first pitch. Breaking ball just low. Missed with the changeup that time. And he's behind a ball and no strikes on Kurland. One-0. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 1. 92 miles an hour on the heater from DeYoung. Kurland can't catch up to it. We're even at 1-1. Kurland attends the University of Florida and hails from Tampa, so stayed home. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss over the top of a breaking ball that bounced in the dirt in front of home plate. And Kurland behind 1-2 now. DeYoung looks in, glove in front of his face, and comes home. Bounces in the dirt again, ball 2. Kurland laid off this time on a very similar pitch. DeYoung back in front of the rubber. Kurland 1 half practice swing, and he's back into the right-handed batter's box. DeYoung quickly home, the 2-2. Fastball just a bit outside. Kelvin Paulino had started walking towards the shortstop area from his spot at third, thinking it would be a called strike 3. Instead, it's ball 3 and a full count on Kurland. DeYoung looks in. His payoff pitch. Swung on, dribbled softly down the third baseline. Paulino fields with the glove, throws to first. Not in time. It pulled Hovatter off the bag. Kurland would have been safe anyways. He's aboard first with 1 man gone in the top of the 5th inning. We'll await the official score on it, but Kurland reaches base. And it brings J.P. Peltier to the plate for Harwich. First pitch from DeYoung. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 1. It is awarded a hit for Cade Kurland. It was a soft dribbler down the third baseline. The throw from Paulino pulled Hovatter off the bag, but the throw arrived late anyways. First pitch. Fastball inside and low. 1-0 on J.P. Peltier. Third baseman from Wright State, batting from the right side. That's W-R-I-G-H-T, right.
I see what you did
for the
there.
college. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it wasn't even intentional. 1-1. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Well out in front on the 82-mile-an-hour off speed from DeYoung on the mound. He's ahead a ball and 2 strikes. The single for Curlin means it's the first batter that DeYoung has faced that he hasn't struck out this summer.
First ball put in play against him.
Yes. It was a tough pace to maintain. We'll give him that. 1-2. Fly ball, short left field. Drifting back is Neville, sprinting back. Now Waters comes in and calls him off and makes the catch in short to medium distance left field for the second out. And with the second out, Jake Klein has your MLB scores presented by Mahi Gold Outfitters. Jake?
Red Sox up on the Yankees 4-0 in the top of the sixth. Phillies and the Mets tied at 1 in the bottom of the fifth after the Mets fired the manager, Carlos Mendoza, earlier today. Orioles 2, Nationals 1 in the Battle of the Beltway. Bottom of the fifth there. Rangers up 5-0 on the Blue Jays in the top of the fifth.
First pitch to the lefty O'Leary. Bounces away from Reynolds and goes to the backstop. Curlin goes first to second on the pitch in the dirt from DeYoung. O'Leary's ahead, 1 ball and no strikes. O'Leary came in as a defensive replacement for Charlie Bussey, the Francis Marion first baseman. Ahead, a ball and no strikes on DeYoung, who takes off the cap for 1 second. That Navy military appreciation cap. Now he's set looking in. Coming out of the stretch now with the runner on second base. His 1-0. Breaking ball popped up over our heads in the Veterans Field press box, offset to the third base side and out of play. O'Leary from Foxborough, Massachusetts, and the University of Massachusetts Lowell campus. Hit .308 at UMass Lowell this past season. Batting from the left side. 1-1 on the righty DeYoung. Peeks back towards second and comes home. Line foul and out of play.
One more Major League Baseball score of note. Mariners and Guardians tied at 1 in Cleveland in the top of the fifth. And you're saying, Jake, why is the Mariners-Guardians game
I was
notable? Cooper Ingle, who played in Chatham in 2022, a catcher out of Clemson, is making his Major League debut tonight for Cleveland.
1-2. Upstairs. Missed with a fastball that time, did DeYoung.
Cooper off to an 0-for-1 start tonight. He did walk, so he's reached base as a Major Leaguer.
And there you go. Former Chatham A's in the big leagues. Love to hear about it. DeYoung's 2-2. Swung on, grounded hard to the right side. Rispoli scoops there and throws to first for out number 3. O'Leary grounds out 4-3. And the side is retired. It's 3 runs on 2 hits for Harwich in that half inning. The Mariners now lead the A's 3-0, thanks to the 3-run shot from Jackson Hotchkiss. Bottom third of the Chatham order coming up when we return. It's Corbin Reynolds, Kelvin Paulino, and Caden Dosa to face Trey Williford, who's back to the mound for his 5th inning of work on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Go A's! Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, give me all a prayer. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. Oh, give me all a prayer. Johnny's got his 6-string high. Now he's opening what he used to make.
Full of surprises, but Eastern Propane and Oil is always just a call away. With a local team member available 24/7, we're always ready to support you when you need it. With an Eastern Propane and Oil technician on the way, your family's comfort is our priority. Our local team, over 500 strong, ensures your home is comfortable and warm. Eastern Propane and Oil, a local team with 24/7 service and delivery, ensuring comfort when you need it most.
We're halfway there on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. 3-0 your score. Harwich over Chatham at Veterans Field. Corbin Reynolds up now. First pitch to him is an off-speed pitch away. Reynolds up 1-0 on the left-handed hurler Trey Williford. Reynolds batting from the right side against the southpaw Williford. 1-0 pitch. Fastball up and away again. Reynolds ahead 2-0. He's walked already this game. One of 3 walks issued by Williford on the mound. Williford had stepped off as he lost the ball in the throw back from his catcher, Sean James, but now he's back on, working quickly, is 2-0. Fastball called the strike at the knees of Reynolds in the right-handed batter's box, inner third of the plate. Reynolds, deep breath, says he steps out and puts both feet back in, back foot near the back of the righty batter's box. 2-1, popped up on the infield, straight above the mound. Williford called for it at first. Now the first baseman O'Leary calls him off, and he dropped it. He dropped it as he drifted back towards fair territory. Williford was yelling for it loudly. It was popped up on the infield, first base side. Williford was called off by O'Leary, who was sprinting in towards foul territory. Then the ball came down in fair territory. O'Leary lunged for it. It bounced off his glove, and Corbin Reynolds reaches safely to start off this bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch to Paulino, grounded up the middle softly. Shortstop Castellón flips to second, way too high, it's late. Reynolds is there with a slide. Paulino gets to first, Reynolds in safely. It was a soft bouncer up the middle. Castellón ranged to his left, flipped with the backhand, and it sailed in the air for far too long to even get the lead runner Reynolds. It got to the second baseman Curlin correctly, but he received it far too late to record the out. And now Harwich pitching coach Hunter Dilworth walks out to the mound to have a conversation with his pitcher, who's run into trouble for the first time this game. It was ruled an error on the first baseman for Reynolds to reach, and then a single for Paulino on the next pitch. So Chatham's in the hit column. The A's have runners on first and second, and there's nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. The top of the 5th inning, the Mariners scored 3 runs. 7 batters came to the plate. The home run for Jackson Hotchkiss is what brought all 3 runs home, but it was a long wait in the dugout for Trey Williford, and he's looked rusty upon his first 2 batters faced. Really, the second batter faced. Reynolds popped up. It should have been caught by the first baseman, Sean O'Leary, but him dropping it allowed Reynolds to reach. Paulino singles on the next pitch he sees, and now Caden Dosa up with runners on first and second. Mound visit has concluded. Williford looking towards his wrist at the PitchCom device there. Has it figured out, peering back towards second base. First pitch to Dosa. Fastball, he squares to bunt, rolling down the third baseline, foul. The third baseman, J.P. Pelletier, was well back behind the third base bag, not playing for the bunt. It would have been Trey Williford, the only player to really be able to make a play on it. Now the corners pinch in for Harwich. Middle infielders playing medium depth, pinch towards the second base bag with the hopes of turning 2. 0-1 to Dosa, squares to bunt, tips it to the catcher's mitt, and he's down, no balls and 2 strikes. And now the infield will reset for the Mariners with the bunt out of play. Or at least you'd think. Corners still pinched in for the Mariners. Still medium distance. It's actually 1-1. Dosa pulled back, so the bunt's still in play. He squares to bunt, and it hit him. The pitch from Williford hit him. And just like that, Chatham has the bases loaded. Reynolds goes to third. Paulino to second. Dosa to first. It's an E1, a single, and a hit by pitch for Chatham to load the bases. And now the top of the order is due up. Rob Rispoli with the bases loaded and nobody gone. Dosa fouled the first pitch he saw off on the bunt, pulled back on the second. The sound that I heard was the sound of it hitting the mid of Sean James. First pitch to Rispoli is down and away. Missed with a fastball at 90 miles an hour did Williford. It's the most traffic on the bases the A's have had by far this game. Before this, it was just 2 walks to get runners at second and third in the second inning. 1-0 pitch. Fastball grounded to the left side. Diving stop made by the shortstop, Castellón. He's got nowhere to go with it, and the run comes in to score. An RBI for Rispoli. Reynolds scores from third. Paulino goes to third. Dosa moves to second. The A's still have the bases loaded with nobody gone. And now a run has come in to score. It's 3-1. Harwich in the bottom of the fifth inning. Bino Waters steps up. Lefty-lefty matchup with Williford. Bases still loaded. Nobody out. It's a single for Rispoli. First pitch to Waters. Fastball grounded to the right side. Scooped by the first baseman O'Leary. Comes home for one, and that's all they get. Waters gets to first base safely. The runners advance to second and third, respectively. That's Dosa going to third, Rispoli going to second, and Paulino, the runner, cut down at the plate on the force out on the throw from O'Leary to home plate. So the bases remain loaded for the A's. Now there's one out in the bottom of the fifth inning, and Connor Schaus the next man up for Chatham. Righty-lefty with Williford. First pitch to him. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by the chest protector of Sean James, the catcher, to prevent it from going to the backstop. Runners stay put at third, second, and first. And 1-0 is the count on Schaus. Fastball outside. Not outside by much, but it was outside according to home plate umpire Tom Augusta. Schaus ahead 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch inside that time, 3-0. And there's nowhere to put Schaus. Dosa on third, Rispoli on second, Waters on first. One gone in the bottom of the fifth inning. The 3-0 fastball called a strike. Or no, it was outside. It's ball 4 and Schaus jogs down to first. It brings home another run, and now it's 3-2 Harwich in the bottom of the fifth inning. Williford walks in a run, and now it's the Mariners making a call to the bullpen. Williford got through 4 hitless innings and ran into trouble in the fifth. He's allowed 2 runs on 2 hits. He's hit a batter, he's walked a batter, and Chatham has brought this game within 1. Steve Englert out to the mound for the Mariners, and that will do it for Williford. When we come back, it's 5, 6, and 7 due up for the A's. 1 gone in the bottom of the fifth inning. Bases still loaded for Chatham. We'll come back to that on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Well, I started out down a dirty road. Started out all alone, and the sun went down as I crossed the hill, and the town lit up. The world got still. I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing. Well, the good old days may not return, and the rocks might melt, and the seed may burn. I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing.
As a Chatham bars in, call to the bullpen for the first time for Harwich tonight. The Mariners turn to the southpaw Jake Peavy with the bases juiced and one man gone in the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-2 Harwich leads, but it was 3-0 at the start of this half inning. Peavy faces 4, 5, and 6. 3 straight lefties due up to face the southpaw, starting off with the shortstop Cooper Neville. Peavy stepped off for a second. Now he's back in front of the rubber and peering towards his catcher, Sean James. Glove at his waist. Now glove in front of his chest. First pitch to Neville. Fastball lined out towards right field. It's down for a base hit. 1 run scores, another run coming around third. Waters scores standing up. It's a 2-run single for Cooper Neville, and Chatham leads 4-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Neville lined the first pitch he saw to right field. He brought home Rispoli. He brought home Waters. He moved Schaus to third. Chatham retakes the lead. It's 4-3.
First Cape League outing for the pitcher Jackson Peavy. He comes in bases loaded, 1 out in a 1-run game. Neville knows what's he going to want to do. Get
Throw
ahead.
a strike.
Swings at the first pitch.
Now the lefty Cole Johnson, first pitch to him. Fastball called the strike on the outer third. 91 miles an hour. Peavy just wrapped up his freshman season at the University of Georgia. Faces his Bulldog teammate Cole Johnson with runners on first and third for Chatham and 1 man out. Neville creeping off of first, the 0-1, outside, 93 miles an hour that time from Peavy. Further outside than the first pitch he threw. It's a ball and a strike on Johnson. Johnson, who is the 8th batter to come to the plate for Chatham this inning. Still only 1 out on the A's. Peavy looks towards first, is 1-1. Breaking ball outside. It was a slider that broke into the right-handed batter's box, away from the lefty Johnson, who's ahead 2 balls and a strike. Schaus on third, Neville on first. 2-1 pitch, fastball up and away. Peavy's missed outside all 3 times this at bat, and Johnson has the friendly 3-1 count.
I think the lesson, Chase, is if your starter gives you 4 shutout innings, pat him on the back and say, nice job.
3-1. Grounded to the right side. It bounces through into right field for a base hit. Schaus comes in to score. It's an RBI single for Cole Johnson and a 5-3 Anglers lead in the bottom of the 5th. Cole Johnson's first hit in Chatham is an RBI single, and it inflates the lead to 2 runs for the A's. Neville advanced to second on the base hit from Johnson. Schaus the one to come in to score. And now Harlan Hovatter, the 9th man to come to bat for Chatham in this bottom of the 5th inning. Peavy looks back the runner to second. First pitch, breaking ball, up and away. A ball and a strike on Hovatter. Harwich started off the 5th inning with 3 runs to break a scoreless tie. The A's have responded with 5 runs of their own. 1-0, fastball laced to the backstop, foul. And it's 1-1 on Hovatter.
And this is how you rally in the Cape League. We've talked about it. You're not going to string together necessarily multiple hard hit base hits or extra base hits. Sometimes you got to dink and dunk your way to a 5-run inning.
Peavy looks the runner back to second. Big shuffle off. Comes home. And his 1-1 is upstairs. 2-1. The ball didn't leave the infield for the first 3 batters to come to the plate. Reynolds should have been out on a pop-up to first. He reached on an error. Then Paulino had an infield single. Dosa was hit by a pitch. Peavy's 2-1. Breaking ball outside. Rispoli had a softly hit single. Waters reached on a fielder's choice. Schaus walked. And then Neville's single was really the first hard hit ball of the inning for Chatham. And at that point, it was 4-3, thanks to him. 3-1 the count on Hovatter. Peavy's pitch. Fastball up high, ball 4. Peavy walks Hovatter, and Chatham has the bases loaded again. 1 gone in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5 runs have already come across for the A's, and Corbin Reynolds, the man who led off this inning, is stepping into the right-handed batter's box for the favorable matchup against the lefty, Jackson Peavy. Peavy set, looks towards first. His first pitch, fastball up and away. Ball 1 on Reynolds. It's Neville on third, Johnson on second, Hovatter the man leading off of first. Reynolds ahead, 1-0. The pitch, fastball inside. And now it's 2-0 on the Chatham catcher, who's already reached twice, one of them this inning, on the E3. Peavy set his 2-0 pitch. Fastball inside. Reynolds twists out of the way of it. He's ahead 3 balls and no strikes. And Jake, I'm going to have to say he does not have the green light here.
Yeah, I would agree. On top of the fact that PV has not exactly pounded the zone, this has been a tight strike zone.
3-0 pitch is a breaking ball called a strike. 5-3 the score. 3-0 was the count, and now it's 3-1. There has never been a 5-3 count in the history of baseball. You think I would know that. But the count, 3 balls and a strike on Reynolds. The pitch, fastball, called strike 2. Outer third that time. Reynolds twitched the elbows forward, did not go around. It was called a strike anyways by home plate umpire Tom Augusta. A strikeout would be unbelievable for the confidence of PV on the mound right now. Peak towards first, his payoff pitch. Fastball grounded to the left side, scooped by the shortstop Castelloni, flips the second for 1, on to first. A double play. 6-4-3 go the Mariners. And miraculously, Jackson Peavy is out of the inning. 10 batters come to the plate for Chatham. 5 runs come across the score on 4 hits. It's 5 runs on 4 hits with 1 error in the field. 2 errors. Rather, 1 error in the field. 1 error was correct. And 2 men left on base after the twin killing. Chatham has made it a whole new ball game here at Veterans Field. 5-3 your score after 5 innings of play. When we come back, it's 7, 8, and 9 due up for Harwich on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Of surprises, but Eastern Propane and Oil is always just a call away. With a local team member available 24/7, we're always ready to support you when you need it. With an Eastern Propane and Oil technician on the way, your family's comfort is our priority. Our local team, over 500 strong, ensures your home is comfortable and warm. Eastern Propane and Oil, a local team with 24/7 service and delivery, ensuring comfort when you need it most.
For the sunshine, I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain. That voice that keeps me awake at night, when a little piece would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain. But now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train.
Justice DeYoung returns to the rubber for Chatham in what is now a 5-3 game. When he entered, it was 3-0, and then Chatham added on 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Long wait for him. First pitch to the catcher, Sean James, is cut on and missed for strike 1. 81 miles an hour on the DeYoung off-speed pitch. James well out in front with a healthy hack. He's behind 0-1 to start off this top of the 6th inning. DeYoung's pitch, Fastball ripped to the backstop. And James down 0-2. 10 batters came to the plate for the A's in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5 of them scored. DeYoung's 0-2. Grounded up the middle softly. In comes the shortstop. Neville on a charge. Throws to first in time. Neville's defense at short has been rock solid this entire summer. He sprinted in on a soft bouncer to the left of second base, fielded it with the glove, and threw to first for the out. And Jake, we talked about it, 5 runs for Chatham in the bottom of the 5th inning. It feels like it almost should have been more.
Right. You leave, well, I guess you don't leave the bases loaded because it was a double play, but you already had 5 runs in. You had bases loaded, still only 1 out.
First pitch to the righty, Kirikov, is a called strike, fastball in the outer third.
And Reynolds grounds into the double play. I mean, you'd rather have a strikeout.
That's true. It's one of those rare instances where you wish he swung and missed. 0-1 pitch. Fastball just a bit outside. At least I think it was outside.
And that's what I'm talking about with Tom Augusta. That's as tight of a zone as you'll see in a Cape League game.
DeYoung's 1-1. Breaking ball, called the strike. Seemingly in the same location as the fastball that pitched previously from DeYoung, but now he's ahead of ball in 2 strikes on Micah Kirikov. DeYoung set. Here's the 1-2. Fastball grounded to the left side, foul. Wide of the bag at third base. It bounced past Paulino in foul territory, and we'll do it again, still 1-2 on Kirikov. DeYoung out of the windup. Here's the 1-2. Popped up. Straight behind second base. Rispoli ranges directly behind in a short center field and hauls it in for the second out. Kirikov pops out to second. He's 0 for 2 tonight. And now Nate Castellón is up with the bases empty and 2 men out. Righty-righty matchup with DeYoung. First pitch. Fastball up and away. DeYoung walked and came around to score the first run of the night 1 inning ago in the top of the 5th. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball lined out towards center field. Dosa started in, now settles under it, and hauls it in for out number 3. No strikeouts for DeYoung this inning, but he keeps the Mariners off the base paths. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no men left. 8-9-1 coming up for Chatham on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
This is Robert Spoley from University of Connecticut. You're listening to the Chatham A's Baseball with Chase Abrams and Jake Klein on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
5-3 your score as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Jackson Peavy returns to the mound for Harwich, despite some, we'll say, up and down moments from last inning against Chatham. He faces 8-9-1 in the A's order. Kelvin Paulino, Caden Dosa, and then it flips over for Rob Rispoli. Final line for Trey Williford. He went 4 1/3 innings this game, 2 hits allowed, but 5 earned runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. He was responsible for all 5 runs for Chatham in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Third baseman from Florida State, number 40, Melvin Paulino Jr.
Paulino stepping into the right-handed batter's box. Jackson Peavy, no earned runs to his credit. Shockingly, when you look at the scoring, especially based on what happened last inning, really. Coming out of the windup for the first time, first pitch to the righty Paulino is a fastball called a strike at the bottom part of the zone. Paulino provided the first hit of the night for Chatham. It was a single that didn't actually leave the infield. The shortstop Castellón flipped high to the second baseman Curlin with the hope of getting Reynolds at second, but he was late. 0-1, fly ball, short left center field. In comes the left fielder Hotchkiss, and he hauls it in for the first out. Paulino out on the flyout, out for the first time this game. He's 1 for 2 now, and it brings Caden Dosa up for the A's with no men on. 5-3 your score once again. Chatham over Harwich. Chase Abrams and Jake Klein happy to bring you coverage all night and all season. First pitch to Dosa. Breaking ball in the dirt. It broke right over Dosa's feet in the right-handed batter's box. PV back to the mound. 1-0 the count on Dosa. Here's the pitch. Fastball lined out towards short left center field. Hotchkiss comes in again and once again makes the catch. 2 straight flyouts to left for Chatham right-handed batters to open this inning. And we take a look at the scores across the Cape presented by the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism, Jake.
Katuitt bests Orleans 3-2 at Lowell Park. Firebirds fall to 3-8-0, still only 6 points last in the East. Wareham on the board with a win. The Gatemen win their 3rd of the year. They take down Falmouth 4-2 at Spillane Field.
Peavy's first pitch to the right-handed Rispoli. Fastball, Rispoli showed bunt, pulled back, and it's outside.
Yarmouth Dennis is 3 outs away from its 10th victory in 11 games. Ooh. The Red Sox lead the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 6-4 in the 9th at McKeon Park.
PV set is 1-0 to Rispoli. Fastball way high and inside. Rispoli ducked out of the way of it and dropped the bat to make sure it didn't hit off his bat. And it would have been called a foul ball instead of just ball 2. Yarmouth Dennis came in at number 1 in the latest Cape League power rankings.
Ah, yes.
And not
the
difficult.
Cape League power rankings.
Yes, not difficult to see why the Red Sox are at the top.
I would agree with that one.
2-0 to Rispoli. Fastball inside. And Rispoli's ahead 3 balls and no strikes.
And one last score to report on. Brewster ahead of Bourne 5-3 headed to the bottom of the 9th. Whitecaps came into the day 3 points ahead of Chatham for 3rd in the East.
Peavy's 3-0 inside. Rispoli danced out of the way of it again. He had to kind of jump his shins backwards just to avoid it. He walks on 4 pitches. Peavy's unable to set the Chatham side down in order. And he faces the left-handed hitting left fielder Bino Waters, who grounded into a fielder's choice 3-2 his last time up. Peavy's first pitch inside. Waters ducks out of the way of it, and every pitch Peavy's missed with this in the last 2 batters has run inside, both to the right-handed Rispoli and now to the left-handed Waters. Waters 0 for 3 tonight. 1-0 from Peavy. Outside that time, missed with a breaking ball once more at 80 miles an hour. Waters ahead 2 balls and no strikes on him. Rispoli leads off of first. Peavy's 2-0. Up and in. Waters ahead 3 balls and no strikes. Peavy in danger of walking the second straight batter on 4 pitches. It's 7 straight pitches out of the zone out of Peavy's hand. 3-0. Fastball called the strike. Waters taking all the way. The bat never even came off his shoulder. He's got the friendly 3-1 count. Sean O'Leary, the first baseman, holding Rispoli on at first. Everybody else on the infield is straight up. 3-1 pitch. Fly ball to center field. Back goes the center fielder Kirikoff at the track. and he stops on the track and makes the catch.
He's going to get one of these days.
Waters making loud outs his specialty this summer. Another shot to the deepest part of the park. I mean, Kirikov caught it right in front of the 381 sign on the track, and Chatham unable to add to its lead. 5-3, still your score. No runs, no hits, and one man left for the A's. We head to the top of the 7th inning on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
A's on the air.
Sun coming up over New York City. School bus driver in a traffic jam, staring at the faces in a rearview mirror, looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune. One kid helps pay the rent. One could end up going to prison. One just might be president. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America, where we dream as big as we want to. We all get a chance.
Returning reliever for the A's, Justice DeYoung, back to the mound in a 5-3 game in the top of the 7th. Chatham beating Harwich so far through 6 innings of play. All the scoring done in the 5th inning. It was 3 runs for the Mariners in the top half, 5 runs for the A's in the bottom half. And now DeYoung faces 1, 2, and 3 in the Harwich order, starting it off with the left-handed hitting Colin Larson from Boston College. DeYoung's first pitch. Off speed, low and away. Behind a ball and a strike. Action in the Chatham bullpen down the third base line in foul territory. It looks like a lefty is warming up down there. 1-0. Breaking ball low and away once more. DeYoung behind 2 balls and no strikes. Larson 1 for 2 so far. He singled and walked in addition to his strikeout. 2-0 pitch. Upstairs. DeYoung missed with the fastball that time. 3 straight balls from DeYoung to start off this 7th inning. Out of the windup, the 3-0 pitch. Fastball down and away, ball 4. Oliver Pudvar, the man warming in the bullpen, after DeYoung walked the first batter he faces this inning on 4 straight pitches. I talked to Pudvar pregame. He was a starter in his first 2 appearances for the A's. Told me that he was really the only lefty available for Chatham out of the bullpen tonight. So he kind of expected to pitch in this game. Josh Swink went last time out against the Commodores at his kryptonite Gov Fuller Field. First pitch from DeYoung to Hotchkiss is fouled to the netting. Down 0-1. Hotchkiss 2 for 3 today. His second hit this game, the 3-run home run that provided all the scoring so far this game for the visiting Mariners. Pick to first, safe. Larson back with a head first dive just ahead of the tag from Hovatter at first base. 0-1 the count on Hotchkiss. DeYoung looks towards first base, now looks towards home. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball low and away. An even 1-1 count on Jackson Hotchkiss.
You might think Larson is a candidate to run. He singled the lead off the ball game and tried to steal, was thrown out. I agree with the move from Steve Englert not to run him.
1-1 pitch. Fastball, called a strike at the knees of the right-handed Hotchkiss, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And we mentioned that Pudvar, the only lefty available out of the pen for Chatham tonight. Well, there's only 2 lefties in the batting order for Harwich, and one of them, Colin Larson, is standing on first base. The only other one is Smolinski up next, picked to first. Safe again. Larson, another head first dive, once again ahead of the tag from Hovatter. Smolinski's on deck. He's 0 for 3 against right-handed pitchers tonight. 3 strikeouts. 1-2 the count on Hotchkiss. DeYoung's pitch. Grounded softly left side and foul. So I would think that this is the last batter that DeYoung faces, regardless of the outcome. With the lone lefty remaining in this 9. Pick to first again, safe again, and it gets past Hovatter and goes to the fence. Larson goes to second, puts the brakes on there as the throw in from right by Johnson comes to the infield. He advances to second base, does Larson. It's still 1-2 on Hotchkiss.
Just a little confusing why you need to pay such close attention to the runner Larson. Again, I know he can run, but he's an important run. If he's not on base, Hotchkiss can't tie this game with one swing. He was never going to be going.
1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, cut on and missed, strike 3. Hotchkiss down swinging. DeYoung reared back and got him out in front with a breaking ball, and that will be his final batter faced. There are 2 other lefties due up in this Harwich order. Sean O'Leary, the other one, he came in to replace the right-handed Charlie Bussey, and Oliver Pudvar jogs in from the corner in left field. Day is done for Justice DeYoung. Pudvar will inherit a runner on second situation with 1 man out when he comes in when we return. 5-3, still your score at Veterans Field. Anglers on top of the visiting Mariners. 3, 4, and 5 coming up for Harwich when we come back. It's Tyler Smolinski, the lefty, leading things off on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Chatham bars in, call to the bullpen for the A's. They go to the lefty, Oliver Pudvar. Lefty who's been a starter in his first 2 appearances with Chatham this summer, works very fast. He faces the lefty Tyler Smolinski to start things off with a runner on second and 1 gone. Paulino creeps in from third. First pitch is lined to the netting on the third base side. 0-1 on Smolinski, who's already struck out 3 times this game. looking in the first, swinging in the third, looking again in the fifth. 0-1. Fastball inside. Smolinski scoots back just a hair, enough for the 89-mile-an-hour heater from Pudvar to miss him. Count evens up at 1-1. Pudvar looks back towards second. The pitch. Tapped foul, first base side. Rolling towards the Harwich dugout where it's scooped up by a Harwich player. The ball and 2 strikes on Smolinski. Colin Larson leads off of second base. The Chatham second baseman Rob Rispoli is in short right field. The shortstop Neville holding the runner on at second. Pudvar's 1-2. Breaking ball, cut on and missed, strike 3. Pudvar strikes out the first batter he faces out of the pen. Smolinski dons the golden sombrero, and there's 2 gone in the top of the 7th inning. Next man up for Harwich, the right-handed hitting second baseman Cade Kurland. Up with a runner in scoring position. Colin Larson still at second base, 2 men gone. Now Rispoli holding the runner on. First pitch from Pudvar is a fastball called the strike, 89 miles an hour on the outer third. Kurland 1 for 3 tonight. He singled back in the 5th inning. That's his only time on base. Pudvar's 0-1. Breaking ball. Just low. 1-1 the count on Kurland. Pudvar peers in. Out of the stretch with the man on second base. 1-1 pitch. Fastball low. It gets off the mid of the catcher Reynolds. The runner goes to third. Reynolds pump fakes the throw and does not throw. Larson advances to third base and now stands just 90 feet away from bringing the Mariners within 1 here in this game.
Heads-up play at second by Larson. Read it well, saw that it popped just far enough out of the glove of the catcher Reynolds that he felt he could make it.
It bounced towards third base. 2-1. Fastball popped foul and out of play towards the Little League field at Veterans Field, adjacent to the first base line. It bounced towards first base off of Reynolds' glove, but far enough away from Reynolds that Larson deemed he could get to third before Reynolds could get to the ball, and he was correct. It's an even 2-2 count on Cade Kurland. The lefty Pudvar set. Here's the pitch. Fastball popped up. Right field, giving chase is Johnson, still giving chase towards foul territory, and it drops in foul territory, one hopping the wall out in the Harwich bullpen. It carried far off the bat of Cade Kurland to the opposite field, tailing towards foul territory in right field. Cole Johnson sprinted over and could not get it. So Kurland stays alive. The count stays 2-2. Larson stays put on third. Pudvar back in front of the rubber and will do it again. He peers inside. Kurland into the right-handed batter's box. Pudvar set. Here's the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3.
Here we go, 7th inning stretch time.
2 batters faced for Pudvar, 2 swinging strikeouts. He retires Smolinski with the K and Kurland with the K, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left. And we send it to Veterans Field PA announcer Peter Burns for the 7th inning stretch.
Cape Cod mask sweatshirt, you have to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." All right, here we go. All right, we have a list. I'm going to check it twice. Okay, here we go. Ellery, Jocelyn, Max, Grace, Emma, Libby, Charlotte, Connor, Ollie, Jack, Emily, Ellie, Esmo, M, Jack Hatcher, Quinn, Kennedy, Grace, Claire, and Kyla. Are you ready? Come on over here. Are you ready? Okay. Is everybody ready? Okay. On 3, I'm going to get to everybody. There's Charlotte. Okay, here we go. A 1, a 2, a 3.
and roof, roof. If they don't win, it's a shame. 1, 2, 3 strikes are out of the old ball game.
All right, I have one 7th inning stretch sticker to give out, and I'm going to give it to you. Everybody else doesn't get one. Just kidding. Who wants a 7th? I sang the 7th inning.
We're back for the bottom of the 7th inning at Veterans Field. Brian Matachat, the latest man in the game for the visiting Mariners after the Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen. Matachat, 6'5", 210 pounds, from Point Pleasant, New Jersey, and Sacred Heart. Pitching from the right side is the righty. Just finished up his junior season at Sacred Heart. And he faces the heart of the Chatham order in Connor Schaus, Cooper Neville, and Cole Johnson. Warm-up pitches have concluded. Connor Schaus walking towards the right-handed batter's box. Schaus is 0 for 2 so far. He walked and scored in the 5th inning, however. He's up to lead off this bottom of the 7th inning in a 5-3 ball game, which the Anglers are leading the Mariners. First pitch from Matachat. Fastball popped foul and out of play, straight back. Matachat comes home, is 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Matachat currently in the transfer portal from Sacred Heart. Through 80 1/3 innings this past season. 1-1 to Schaus. Fastball grounded to the left side. Shortstop Castellon comes in, throws to first in time. And Jake, your hands are in the air. It seems that there's some results around the Cape League we should be aware of.
I'm shocked. Bourne has come back and beat Brewster, down 5-3 going into the bottom of the 9th. Bourne wins 6-5.
So
So
the Braves,
Chatham with a win can pull within a point of 3rd behind Brewster.
Braves entered the game atop the Western Division standings at 4-3-3. Now falls to 4-4-3. First pitch to the lefty, Neville. Breaking ball outside. Neville keeps the bat on his shoulders, and it's 1-0.
And it seems the Braves are due for a tie tomorrow because they were 3-3-3, so now they have to be 4-4-4.
Would only be right, really. 1-0 pitch. Ground ball right side. Second baseman Curlin comes in, picks it on a hop, and throws to first in time. It was slightly wide of the first baseman, Sean O'Leary, but he extended the arm and the leg, and Neville is retired 4-3. 2 groundouts to start Brian Matachat's outing on the mound against 3 and 4 in the Chatham order. Final line for Jackson Peavy, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, 2 walks, and that's it. No strikeouts, no earned runs, though. 5 runs came in to score while he was pitching. First pitch to the lefty, Cole Johnson, is tapped foul. All 5 of those runs were credited to the starter, Trey Williford. Cole Johnson down 0-1. He's flied out, struck out, and singled so far this game. The single was his first hit in Chatham. It brought home a run. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball low and away. It's a ball and a strike on Johnson. Matachat, the first righty in the game for the Mariners. 1-1. Fastball outside. And Johnson now ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike. Straight up defense for the Mariners. Sky completely black all around Veterans Field. 2-1 pitch. Upstairs. Missed with a breaking ball at 86 miles an hour did Matachat. Johnson's ahead 3-1. Crowded Veterans Field, still very full. Very big crowd here. It started off as a big crowd, though. The hill behind center field and right field is emptied out just a bit. 3-1 to Johnson. Fastball inside. Johnson backs out of the way of it and draws the free pass. It's a 2-out base runner for Chatham as Johnson jogs down the first base line. And Harlan Hovatter steps up for the A's in the favorable matchup against the right-handed hurler Brian Matishat.
I will give credit where it's due, though. There's a pocket of fans at the top of the hill in like the right center-ish portion of the hill. They are going strong. Got to be 50 or so of them up there.
Seems like a group that arrived together and maybe will probably leave together as well. First pitch to Hovatter. Fastball called a strike on the inner third. Hovatter moved the elbows forward, did not swing. It was called a strike anyways. Cole Johnson leads off of first base in his second game in Chatham. Pick to first, Johnson back safely. But really, the attendance for this game, you talked about it, Jake. It was almost certainly the most people to come to a Chatham game at Veterans Field so far this summer. Probably any Chatham game, home or away. Another pick to first. Johnson back safely again. This time it was a bit closer, but the throw from Matishat on the mound took O'Leary's glove towards home plate on the first base line. So it made it a little bit less close than if the throw had just been to the first base bag. 0-1 the count on Hovatter. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball low and away. 1-1.
And this is the first time since arriving to Chatham that Johnson has been on base without anybody in front of him. So first chance to see how aggressive Dennis Cook wants to get with Johnson as his base runner.
1-1 the count on Hovatter with 2 gone. The pitch grounded softly to the right side. Second baseman Curlin vacuums it up and throws to first for out number 3. Another scoreless inning is in the books. No runs for either team in the 7th inning. It is still 5-3. Schaus grounds out. Neville grounds out. Cole Johnson walks, and then Hovatter grounds out to end the inning. Oliver Pudvar is back to the mound for Chatham, and he faces 5, 6, and 7 in the Harwich order, starting things off with J.P. Pelletier. Righty, lefty, righty due up for the visiting Mariners against Pudvar in the top half of the 8th when Jake Klein takes over on play-by-play on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on GRC.
Sun somewhere. There's some buddies in a Chevy turning up Tom Petty on the way to the Cape. They'll be there all day. In the sun somewhere. There's a home run ball flying over that wall off of Little League bat. Peanuts and cracker jacks. It's a road trip on a wild tear, and I'll call you when we get there. Here's to making that coffee can cash. Here's to making those good times last. 2 for 1, fireworks and cold beer in my right hand. Pretty girls in a top-down Jeep, wind blowing through their bleached blonde hair. Having fun forever young out there in the sun somewhere.
It's the top of the 8th inning at Veterans Field. Chatham out in front 5-3. Jake Klein takes you home on play-by-play.
5-3, the A's lead. Oliver Pudvar's first pitch to J.P. Pelletier. Grounded left side. Cooper Neville shuffles to his left. Gobbles it up and fires to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 away for Oliver Pudvar in his first full inning out of the Chatham bullpen. Came in for Justice DeYoung last half inning and struck out 2. So he's retired 3 straight to start the outing. And the big left-handed hitter, Sean O'Leary, stands in with nobody on and 1 away. Harwich down to its final 5 outs. First pitch, fastball called a strike, bottom of the zone, 0-1. Left-hander winds up, Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. 0-2 on the left-handed hitting O'Leary. Defensive change to alert you of. Tyler Lichtenberger of Clemson has come in to play third base for Chatham. 0-2, down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Lichtenberger goes in the 8 hole, replacing Kelvin Paulino Jr. Lichtenberger will bat second next half inning. 1-2, fastball just off the plate away. 2 balls and 2 strikes on O'Leary.
Yeah, Lichtenberger bats from the left side. And Dennis Cook has decided that he also wants his defense out there at third, so puts him in a little early.
2-2, just downstairs. The count goes full.
Paulino got the start batting from the right side against the lefty Williford. Now that there's a righty in the game in Matishat, looks like he wants Lichtenberger as one of the next guys up.
Pudvar's payoff, down and in, ball 4. Retires his first 3, 2 via the strikeout, then walks Sean O'Leary, which brings the game-tying run to the plate. Harwich down by 2 in the top of the 8th. A runner on first and 1 away for the right-handed hitting catcher Sean James. Pudvar delivers. Popped up, first base side, foul, out of play. 0-1 on James. Tonight, James is 1 of 3. A strikeout, a single, and a 6-3 ground out to short. Pudvar set. Lefty looks at the runner at first. The pitch. Foul back to the backstop. Pudvar ahead 0-2. Struck out the first 2 hitters he faced when he came in for DeYoung last inning. The lefty Smolinski and the righty Kurland. Stranded the inherited runner Colin Larson on third. 0-2 pitch. Bounced on 1 hop to short. Diving snare. Neville knocks it down. Rolls over. Can't pick it up. Everybody's safe. Had the makings of what could have been a shiny double play. But Neville, as he dove to his left, just lost a handle on it. So O'Leary goes to second. Now James on first. And Micah Kirikoff, the center fielder for Harwich, comes to the plate representing the go-ahead run in the top of the 8th. Left on right matchup, Pudvar deals. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. 0-1. Pudvar ahead again. He's thrown 21 pitches from the left side in his first relief outing. Third appearance for the A's. 0-1. Downstairs, a ball and a strike. They give James a single. It's the 7th hit of the game for Harwich. First and second one out. 1-1 pitch to Kirikoff. Fastball called a strike. Inside corner at 90 miles an hour. 1-2 on Kirikoff. Tonight he's 0 for 2. Walked in the second. He's also struck out and popped out to second. Left-handers 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third punch out for Pudvar. And there are 2 gone as the 9-hole hitter Nate Castellone comes to the plate. Chase Chatham needed that one.
Oh, absolutely. I think Pudvar needed that one, really.
Dennis Cook leaves him in to face the right-handed hitting 9-hole hitter Nate Castellone. First and second 2 out, the pitch. Looped into shallow right field. Johnson runs on. He can't get there. It bounces in front of him. The runner stops at third. The throw-in cut off. So the Mariners go station to station on the single by Castellone, and the bases are loaded for the leadoff man, Colin Larson.
Yeah, O'Leary got the break sign very late around third, but it was the right decision. Johnson's throw was cut off by Hovatter, but it didn't need to go straight home in order to be well out in front of the runner.
And now Jay Powell, the Chatham pitching coach, gathers his infielders around Oliver Pudvar on the mound.
He's saying 1 out. Just 1 more out.
You wonder if Pudvar can pull through it. Would he continue into the 9th?
It's definitely a conversation. It would be a 2-run lead for Chatham, assuming the score stayed this way. Dennis Cook has told you, Jake, that he doesn't have a set closer. So in a situation like this, do you just stick with the guy who's already throwing well?
The bases are loaded with 2 outs. O'Leary is on third. James, the runner on second, is the game-tying run. Castellón, the runner on first, is the go-ahead run. And the left-handed hitting leadoff man, Colin Larson, comes to the plate. He's reached 3 times, 1 for 2 today. First pitch, fastball right down the chute at 90, 0-1. Cook said Connor Schaus, his designated hitter today, his closest thing to a closer. 0-1 downstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I'd thought about mentioning it, but there's no indication, there's no guarantee that the score is going to stay this way.
And Connor Schaus, by the way, is in the Chatham dugout, leaning on the top step.
It's very visible, the DH tonight for the A's.
1-1. Fastball called strike. Outside corner. Larson doesn't like the call. He rolls his head at Tom Augusta, the plate umpire. And the A's are a pitch away from escaping the bases loaded jam with the 2-run lead still intact. Here's the pitch. Down and away. 2-2. Larson hit a ground ball single between the first and second baseman that led off the game. He was caught stealing. Struck out against the starter Stone his second at bat, then 2 walks. 2-2. Grounded to second. Rispoli shuffles to his left. He throws to first in time. Pudvar gets into and out of trouble in the 8th. He leaves the bases loaded, and the 5-3 Chatham lead is still intact. No runs on 2 hits. No errors, and the bases left loaded. After 7.5 at Veterans Field, it's Chatham 5 and Harwich 3. Bottom of the 8th coming up next. The A's clinging to a 2-run lead. Don't go anywhere.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick and it's all in my head, but she's touching his chest. Now he takes off her dress. Now let me go. And I just can't look, it's killing me. And taking control. Jealousy turning saints into the sea, swimming through sick lullabies, choking on your alibis. But it's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me. Open up my eager eyes, 'cause I missed the bright side. I'm coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine.
Corbin Reynolds leads off the bottom of the 8th. Chatham in front of Harwich, 5-3 at Veterans Field. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. Brian Matachat comes back out for his second inning on the mound for the Mariners. First pitch to Corbin Reynolds. Fastball tapped foul on the ground, first base side, or rather third base side, 1-0. Matachat transferring away from Sacred Heart, back for second summer with Harwich. 0-1. Breaking ball nicked foul at home plate. No balls and 2 strikes on the right-handed hitting Reynolds. Reynolds tonight is 0 for 2. He has reached 2 times, also grounded into a double play. 2 of his 3 plate appearances came in the 5th inning. 0-2. Breaking ball outside. A ball and 2 strikes on Reynolds.
And both of his outs came in that inning as well.
Well, he did reach on the E1
Yes, true.
to start
Thank you.
the 5th, but doesn't get credit for it. Goes down as an out. 1-2. Breaking ball hit him. Got him in what sounded like the upper back. And Reynolds will take it. Hit by a 2-strike pitch. He's aboard for the 3rd time tonight. And Chatham has the leadoff man on as the 3rd baseman Tyler Lichtenberger comes up for his first at-bat after he was subbed in defensively last half inning.
Yeah, so Reynolds goes, he's 0 for 2, and he's reached base 3 times tonight. It's what you got to do, find ways to get on base.
Right on left matchup, Matishat against Lichtenberger. First pitch, popped foul. Lichtenberger went after a high fastball at 89. It knocked it over the backstop, offset toward the 3rd base side behind home plate. Lichtenberger spins the bat toward the mound. Matishat comes to a set. Reynolds off of first with nobody out. 0-1 pitch, first to check on first. Reynolds dives back safely. In my humble opinion, he's not going anywhere.
I will not disagree with you on that one, Jake.
Count 0-1 on Lichtenberger. And Matishat ready. He delivers. Swing and a miss. Lichtenberger coming off the bench, firing in his first at bat, pops the first pitch foul and then swings through the second.
It's kind of intriguing because he's barely swung the bat the last 2 games. He's walked 5 times in 2 games.
Left-handed hitter hitting .067. Pick to first. Again, Reynolds dives back safely. Lichtenberger is 1 of 15 to start his summer. Does have a run driven in, but he's walked 9 times. 0-2 pitch. Looped foul in the air, out of play over the Chatham dugout on the 3rd base side. Stays no balls and 2 strikes. Chatham looking to add to a 5-3 lead. They are 3 outs away from victory one way or the other. Question is, who will come in to pitch the 9th? Or will Pudvar continue? 0-2, tapped on the ground, back to the mound. Matishat reaches out for it, fields it, and tosses to first in time to put out Lichtenberger. Basically works as a sacrifice bunt because Reynolds moves up to second with 1 away for the 9-hole hitter, Caden Dosa. Well, probably not what Lichtenberger envisioned when he stepped to the plate, but a productive out nonetheless. Now a single could score Reynolds.
The all-important insurance run standing on second base for Chatham.
Chatham 5, Harwich 3, bottom of the 8th at Veterans Field. Dosa into the righty box against Matishat. First pitch to him. Swings and lines it foul to the backstop. 0-1. Dosa tonight is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch while he was trying to bunt and ended up scoring part of that 5-run 5th. All 8 runs in this game have come in the 5th inning. All 8 of them off the starter. 0-1 to Dosa. Breaking ball, knocked foul behind home plate. 0-2.
Yeah, it was really just, that was the inning that the offenses came alive, and since then it's really, not only has it been no runs, but not really that much traffic on the bases for either team either.
And, I mean, you could make the argument each manager maybe leaves his starter in 1 inning too long, and that's the game right here.
Yeah.
Chatham attempting to tack on. Runner on second, 1 out. 0-2 coming to Dosa. Matishat home. Grounded foul. 3rd base side behind Brett Doe, the Chatham 3rd base coach. Stays no balls and 2 strikes on Dosa. Dosa hit a ball hard last time. A line drive to left, but it hung up just long enough for Jackson Hotchkiss to come down with it. Matishat ready again from the stretch. 0-2. Ground ball left side, fielded at short by Castellon. Long throw to first, sails away. It's caught by O'Leary at first, but he's off the bag. Dosa is safe, and Chatham has runners on the corners with one away. It's a single for Dosa, and they're on the corners as Rob Rispoli comes up with one out. Reynolds moves to third. Dosa on first, top of the order at the plate for the A's. Rispoli tonight is 1 of 2. He's reached 3 times. First pitch, breaking ball, called a strike. Rispoli may or may not have checked his swing, but it didn't matter. The looper at 78 miles an hour out of the hand of Matishat over the plate, according to Tom Augusta, the home plate umpire. Dosa off of first with one away. Reynolds off of third. 0-1. Rispoli squares to bunt, pulls back, takes inside. The ball bounces off the glove of James, the catcher, and Dosa moves up to second. So Chatham has 2 in scoring position. Still only one away in the count, 1-1 on Rob Rispoli. There's a right-hander up in the Chatham bullpen, Dallas Baptist's Max Luzaraga. 1-1. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. 1-2.
Some impressive enunciation there, Jake. Dallas Baptist's Max Luzaraga.
Bit of a tongue twister.
A little bit. You got through it, though. I'm impressed.
Harwich brings the infield in with one away. Second and third. The 1-2. Fastball just off the plate away. The Harwich dugout certainly thought it was on the corner. The count goes even to 2-2 on Rispoli. Matishat set. Glove at the chest. First base side of the rubber. 2-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. And the count goes full on Rispoli.
And Rispoli's seeing it out of the hand of Matishat very well. His eyes, you could see his head bob as that breaking ball broke below the zone, and his head just kind of followed it down.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Matishat delivers. Popped foul, right field side. It twists out of play. Stays 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bino Waters is on deck twice tonight. He has flirted with a home run in the center field, left center field area of Veterans Field.
Just missed one against Falmouth last game as well.
That one further down the left field line for the lefty hitter. First another 3-2 to Rispoli. Fastball off the plate away, ball 4. Again the Harwich dugout pleading for Tom Augusta to ring Rispoli up. He does not. It's a walk, the second issued by Matishat, and the bases are loaded for Waters with one away.
The dugout, and when I say the dugout, I mean the entire Mariners dugout said, yeah, the second that pitch came in. And then it quickly turned to, oh, when it wasn't called strike 3.
And Steve Englert comes out of the Harwich dugout. He is storming toward the mound as he crosses the first base line. No signal yet toward his bullpen, but he gathers his entire infield around the pitcher, Brian Matishat. There are a number of human beings stirring around in the Harwich bullpen.
Yeah, carrying out different tasks. It doesn't really seem like any of them's throwing, though.
They were throwing earlier, then they stopped. Nobody's got their hoodie off. And Steve Englert immediately leaves the mound and returns to the dugout, having just chatted with Matishat, the pitcher. The 23rd-year skipper of the Harwich Mariners returns to his post on the top step of the dugout. And Matishat readies to face the left-handed hitting Waters. Bases loaded, one away. First pitch. Swung on and chopped to first. O'Leary charges, steps on the bag at first for one, throw to second. In time, double play. It goes 3-6. Oh, wow. Chatham loads the bases with one out but cannot score as Waters grounds into the 3-6 double play. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and the bases, nope, because of the double play, only 2 men left on base. That double play is the skin in the game highlight of the game, brought to you by locally owned Contemporary Dermatology, a leading provider of comprehensive dermatology services, including medical dermatology, skin cancer diagnosis and treatment, and aesthetic services with offices in Hyannis, Marston's Mills, and Plymouth. Harwich first baseman Sean O'Leary has skin in the game. To the ninth, and Max Luzaraga comes in for the save. Can he close it out with Chatham in front of Harwich 5-3? Don't go anywhere. The final countdown on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
I was trying to find my way home, but all I heard was a drone bouncing off a satellite, crushing the last lone American night. This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? I was sitting around a dead dial, just another lost number in a file, dancing down a dark hole, just searching for a world with some soul. This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? Is there anybody alive out there? I just wanna hear some rhythm. I just wanna hear some rhythm. I just wanna hear some.
Time for the top of the ninth. Chatham 5, Harwich 3. And the right-handed Max Luzaraga comes in to try to nail down Chatham's first save of the season. 6'2", 220-pound righty out of Dallas Baptist makes his third appearance this summer on the mound for the A's. Right on right, first pitch to Hotchkiss. Swung on and foul tipped. No balls and a strike. Hotchkiss homered for Harwich's only 3 runs of the game back in the 5th. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball up and in. A ball and a strike on the right-handed Hotchkiss. Luzaraga comes set from the stretch. 1-1 to Hotchkiss. Swung on and missed. A ball and 2 strikes. Luzaraga set. Is 1-2. Tapped foul to the backstop. Stays a ball and 2 strikes. Mentioned it's the third appearance for Luzaraga. He has not allowed a run in his first 2 2/3 innings. Has allowed 2 hits in that time, walked 3 and struck out 3. Right-hander set again. Another 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, 2-2. In addition to the home run, the 3-run shot in the 5th over the right field fence, Hotchkiss has a single. He is 2 of 4 on the day. Two-two. Breaking ball inside, and the count runs full on Hotchkiss.
He spun away like it was going to hit him, and then the breaking ball kind of broke back towards the plate, just didn't get all the way back.
Right-hander set. Nobody on, nobody out. The payoff pitch. Breaking ball fouled off again. It'll take a second 3-2 pitch to Jackson Hotchkiss. Right on right. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. After a long battle, Luzaraga strikes out Hotchkiss, and there is a one gone. Chatham 2 outs away from the victory. Brings up the left-handed hitting Ty Smolinski. Right on left matchup. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball called a strike. 0-1. Luzaraga set. 0-1. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes on the left-handed hitter. Oh, 2. Breaking ball outside. A ball and 2 strikes. Bases empty, 1 out. Chatham 2 outs away from the win. The 1-2. Popped up. Shallow center field. The shortstop Neville goes out 10 feet behind the second base bank. He makes the catch for the second out. This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. Now, we've just been informed, and we missed this at the end of the last half inning. The score is 6-3 Chatham. They gave the A's credit for a run when the double play happened off the bat of Waters because the first baseman stepped on the bag and took away the force. First pitch to Curlin, cut on and missed. 0-1.
Yeah, so when Waters grounded out the 3-6 double play.
Allowed Reynolds to come home.
Yes. The tag at second base of Caden Dosa came after Reynolds had already crossed the plate.
Still a save situation for Luzaraga. 0-1. Knocked to the backstop. 0-2. And Harwich is down to its final strike. A's 6, Mariners 3. Top of the 9th. Nobody on 2 out. Luzaraga set his 0-2 to Curland. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Max Luzaraga nails down the save, and Chatham 6-3 winners at Veterans Field. The A's back in the win column for the first time in 5 days. They do it 6-3 over the Harwich Mariners on the back of a 5-run 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base in the bottom of the inning. The top of the 9th inning. Luzaraga picks up the save, and Chatham goes home victorious. A's 6, Mariners 3. Your final from Veterans Field. The A's are back in the win column, and we will tell you how it all happened with a little help on the Anglers Extra post-game show, which is coming up next. Chase is headed down to the field for his post-game interview. I'll walk you through all the highlights from the game. Brought to you, as always, by Touchstone Closing. The Sweet Tomatoes Pizza Anglers Extra post-game show is next.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on GRC.
When the lights go down in the city and the sun
Anglers Extra post-game show after the A's win it 6-3 over the Harwich Mariners at Veterans Field and get back to 500 at 5-5-1. Highlights coming up in just a moment, but first, Chase Abrams is Diamond Side with a special guest. Chase?
Jake, I'm standing Diamond Side with Chatham right fielder Cole Johnson following the A's 6-3 win over the visiting Harwich Mariners. Cole, first Chatham win in the books. How's it feel?
Feels good. It's a hard-fought win. It took us a while to get going, but it feels nice to get in the win column.
You've had RBIs in both games in Chatham so far this season. Talk to me about your approach with runners in scoring position and how you're able to kind of get them home so consistently.
Yeah, I feel like the pressure goes all on the pitcher, so it makes it easy for me to do my part, knowing that all I got to do is do a job. I don't have to try and do too much.
You got up in the middle of that eventful inning in which you guys scored 5 runs. Tell me what was going through your head in that moment.
The momentum was going. I was just trying to keep it rolling. Runs been hard to come by, I can tell, in our first 2 games. So once we had runners on, it was a good opportunity to get some more runs.
You got in front of home fans for the first time this summer. It was also probably the most packed Veterans Field has been. Talk to me about the support that being in front of the home fans means to you and this team.
Yeah, it was really neat. It filled in really well, and even behind the fence, too. It was just cool to see all the fans out here and all the kids asking for balls and stuff. It's really neat.
Cole, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Back to Jake Klein for the rest of your Anglers Extra postgame show.
All right, Chase. Chatham 6-3 winners at Veterans Field. The A's go to 5-5-1. Time for your postgame highlights, presented to you, as always, by Touchstone Closing. Boy, this game was humming along. Duke Stone for Chatham and Trey Williford for Harwich were both dealing. That is until Stone came back out for the top of the 5th. He got into a little bit of trouble, walked the first 2 batters he faced, and then Harwich's big right-handed slugger, Jackson Hotchkiss, came to the plate.
Another payoff pitch. Fly ball right field. Back goes Johnson. Still going back. He looks up, and it's out of here. A 3-run home run for Jackson Hotchkiss. And Harwich leads 3-0 in the top of the 5th.
So 3-0. That felt like a gut punch to the A's, considering how tough it had been over the last couple of games for Chatham to score runs. Well, maybe Duke Stone shouldn't have come back out for the 5th inning. He couldn't even get an out in the 5th inning. So what does Steve Englert, the Harwich Mariners manager, do? He sends his starter, Trey Williford, who had been dealing, out for the 5th inning. Williford gets an out into the 5th, but he runs into trouble as well. Hit Caden Dosa with a pitch, loaded the bases for the A's, and the leadoff man, Rob Rispoli, came up for Chatham.
1-0 pitch. Fastball grounded to the left side. Diving stop made by the shortstop, Castellone. He's got nowhere to go with it, and the run comes in to score. An RBI for Rispoli. Reynolds scores from third. Paulino goes to third. Dosa moves to second. The A's still have the bases loaded with nobody gone. And now a run has come in to score. It's 3-1. Harwich in the bottom of the 5th inning.
So Chatham chips into it in the bottom of the 5th. 2 batters later, Connor Schaus in a 3-0 count. Bases still loaded. Chance to do more damage for one of Chatham's top hitters this year.
The 3-0. Fastball. Called a strike. Or no, it was outside. It's ball 4, and Schaus jogs down to first. It brings home another run, and now it's 3-2 Harwich in the bottom of the 5th inning.
So a 1-run game. Finally, Steve Englert went to his bullpen, brought in Jackson Peavy, the Georgia reliever, in his first Cape League game, and he was greeted on the very first pitch he threw in the Cape League by Cooper Neville.
First pitch to Neville. Fastball lined out towards right field. It's down for a base hit. 1 run scores, another run coming around third. Waters scores standing up. It's a 2-run single for Cooper Neville, and Chatham leads 4-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning.
So Chatham takes the lead. It was a lead the A's would never relinquish. They did add on, courtesy of the guy you just heard from, though.
3-1. Grounded to the right side. It bounces through into right field for a base hit. Schaus comes in to score. It's an RBI single for Cole Johnson and a 5-3 Anglers lead in the bottom of the 5th.
Chatham eventually made it 6-3 in the bottom of the 8th on a very unceremonious Bino Waters double play that, thanks to the order in which it was turned, essentially gave the A's an additional run, made it 6-3, and Max Luzaraga came in to nail down Chatham's first save of the year. A's 6, Mariners 3, top of the 9th. Nobody on, 2 out. Luzaraga set his 0-2 to Kurland. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Max Luzaraga nails down the save, and Chatham 6-3 winners at Veterans Field. So that's how it went down. Those are your post-game highlights, brought to you as always by Touchstone Closing. The A's 6-3 victors here at Veterans Field tonight. They go to 5-5-1. Harwich falls to 7-4. Chatham is now just a point back of third place in the East Division in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Final lines for you: 3 runs on 8 hits, 1 error for the Harwich Mariners, 6 runs on 5 hits, 1 error for the Chatham A's. The winning pitcher is Justice DeYoung. Right-hander went 2 1/3, 1 hit, no runs, a walk and 2 strikeouts. He is 1-0. Losing pitcher is Trey Williford. He went 4 1/3, 2 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Max Luzaraga gets the save, his first of the year, with a 1-2-3 ninth inning with 2 strikeouts. Chase, Chatham back in the win column, 500, and right back here tomorrow to take on a Hyannis team that it pounded the first time they played.
Chatham really following the day off schedule here. You lose 4 going into the first day off, then win 4 in a row after the next day off, tie 1, lose 1, and now they're back in the win column following day off number 3.
Same time, same place, tomorrow night. 7 o'clock first pitch, Chatham and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks at Veterans Field. Chase and I will talk to you on the Anglers Extra pregame show at 6:40. A's and Harbor Hawks tomorrow. For now, Chatham 6-3 winners over the Harwich Mariners. For Chase Abrams, our producer Ben Corbett, and the entire Chatham A's media team, I'm Jay Klein saying so long from Veterans Field.
Chatham Anglers Baseball 2026 has been brought to you by the Chatham Bars Inn, Chatham Clothing Bar, Touchstone Closing, Mahi Gold, Chatham Paint and Hardware, Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, Cape Cod 5, the Red Nun Bar and Grill, Short and Sweet Ice Cream, and by the Chatham A's.
Chatham A's Baseball, Sports Radio, play-by-play, summertime on Cape Cod.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Chatham A's Baseball on TRZ Team Line.
Chatham on TRZ.